Another month and another live action movie based off of an animated classic. Uh, and it won't be the last one. Absolutely not. You can bet your whole life savings on that. Um, yeah, I know, like that conversation. Oh, damn, like at least Dreamworks Animation, they're like the company that respects animation as a medium and all that stuff. So they won't let us down. Nah, when needs to be made, money will get made. And how do you do that? Well, you take one of the more successful franchises in its arsenal and just do it again, but in live action. Um, you also get a Universal Studios theme park out of it. You also confirm that the second film is already in the works without even showing the first movie because, we're so confident that that's what our modern audience just loves is just wanting to see that thing we've seen many years ago and just see it again in live action because that's all that really matters, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, I mean, people are so stupid. They just go into like, hey, it's the same film. I was like, okay, do you know you have one at home like for free? You can literally just watch it online.
Well, but yeah, you can pick it up from the library if you don't want to do that other thing.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
Um.
so How to Train Your Dragon. I mean, we all know that movie, but
Yeah. Yeah. I
from
guess people remember it so well that they think
from
it's back to
the
the same film.
from the 2010 animated film, loosely inspired by the novel by Cressida Cowles from 2003. Um, you have in this film, you got Mason Thames as Hiccup, you got Nico Parker as Astrid, you got Gabriel Howell, Julian Dennison, Browin James, Harry Tubman, Nick Frost, and Gerard Butler is the one person who came back uh, to voice Stoic and to play him again. And then you also got the same director, screenplay writer, uh, Dean
Sorry,
DeBlois,
one
Dean
of them.
DeBlois, one
One
of
of
them.
them.
Yeah,
The other guy, the other person made the Wild Robots. So that was great.
Chris
And now the
Sanders, Chris Sanders, and Dean DeBlois. They both did Lilo and Stitch together as well.
yeah.
Lilo and Stitch. We just had a video on that, like maybe 2-3 weeks ago.
Oh, don't. By the way, I will never. I will never. I would. I don't. I have no interest in watching that film. I literally would not watch it if not because I make a video about this. Holy shit!
About Lilo and Stitch or How to Train
Of
Your
course, a
Dragon.
podcast.
Oh,
If
okay,
I
okay.
if I have to, I would watch it. It was like I'll be like,
Yeah,
it's a film, I guess.
yeah. For How to Train Your Dragon in particular, so yeah, you have one of the directors and writers coming back. So I mean, but you see, like the way that this production was like talked about was kind of like, oh, this is not gonna, we're gonna deviate from the film. We're gonna do like a lot of new things. So, but then it's like, then you have like a quote like months later saying like, yeah, it's not really that different from the animated movie, things like that. So and I do think a lot of the reception coming along for this movie is a byproduct of Lilo and Stitch. But even then, even though Lilo and Stitch has a lot of negative reviews and all that stuff, it still has a lot of money because again, people will like to see that thing that they remember in live action. So
It's like,
it doesn't
yeah,
really mean anything. Yeah.
imagine you're like fucking adult, just like I'm gonna bring my kids to watch this shitter, lamer, more boring version of the film that like I used to like. Why don't you just tell them just watch that film? I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I want to bring that to watch something in theaters. I mean, you can watch things outside from live action remakes. Just saying.
Yeah, and sometimes they do bring back these movies into the theaters. They do that here and there if
I
that's
don't
what you
know.
really want. But I mean, like they just brought back like what Revenge of the Sith for its 20th anniversary.
Yeah,
Um,
I
but
mean, they
yeah,
could just watch. I don't know, Mission Impossible. I mean, that movie is also bad, but like, at the very least, there's effort.
yeah. So I will also say, I mean, like you kind of alluded to it earlier, but like I do think like if we were to compare this to other animated things, I think one of the big contributing factors is like, oh, compare it to Disney remakes where like they do that, but and they adapt from the movie, but like they do so many variations or so many different like differences here and there that they're practically two different movies. Whereas like this one does, for the most part, stick pretty much to what the animated movie did, just with longer scenes just to get to the point. That kind
Uh,
of thing.
I
So
mean, also things that they just like here. Let me just add this little thing that totally did not break the entire movie. By the way, last time I watched the animated film was like over 10 years ago. I can't remember the shit, so I just watched it live action first, and now I just watch it animated.
yeah.
So I'm not influenced by animated films' opinions, because like every single thing about that live action, if it's bad, I was like, oh god, yeah.
Well, you said like every single thing from the live action, meaning those same problems were in the animated movie, or
No, the animated film has doesn't have the same problems.
yeah. I think like for I guess like just to briefly say like anything from the animated film, my only issues with it is like I think people agree the Hiccup and Astrid relationship was just too fast for what they were doing. I get what they're doing, like like he's very weird, she's very bratty and all that stuff, and then Toothless, the wingman, is like the literal wing thing is like able to get her to like him based on that, seeing how cool he is and that kind of stuff. Autistic Riz and whatever you want to say. But it's still pretty quick. That's one of my things. And then I think like the funniest part is like, yeah, like at the end of the movie, like Hiccup is like, yeah, it snows for 9 months and it hails for 3 of them, and you don't see any of that in the entire film. So it's like it's really funny for that.
I mean, if that animated film has that problem, it's like live action made it like a billion times worse. You have no idea. And there are things that you can get away from animated film that you could not get away from live action without being like, okay, that's stupid. You can't do that.
Yeah. Like I know like when it came to the animated film in particular, like a lot of that aspect of we want to try to get that real life feeling but into the animated film. Like for like the biggest example is the flying scenes, of course. So it's like you feel that speed and that quickness and all that exhilarating feeling when Hiccup and Toothless are both flying. But like in the live action thing, it's just kind of like the green screen just does not really look that great, and like the flying is just really slow, so you don't really get that feeling of speed out of there. So yeah, there's things like that.
I mean, the opening is like, oh, by the way, in animated films, like you can do like a bit more physics defying stuff. I was like, okay, fine. And then in live action, you'll be like, no, you can't do that. I was like, no, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and like there's also some like editing cuts too, like like the classic. Oh, dragons, they will always go for the kill. Then it cuts to him in the forest. It's like, so why didn't you? That's like fine in animation because like it's like a direct cut and that kind of stuff. But like in live action, it's like you have to think about it. It's like dragons do not kill. Then Hiccup has to walk all the way back to the forest and then pick up the thing. Is like, so why didn't you? It's like this is kind of awkward to think about, but it's things like that. But like that could be a nitpick, to be fair.
Yeah. I can't wait to like talk about this garbage. It's about the Lilo and Stitch. I don't fucking know. I do not care enough to watch a live action remake. I have no motivation to.
Yeah, I'll say it's better than Lilo and Stitch because Lilo and Stitch actually just like literally like changes the whole ending of the second of the film to change the whole point of the story. But that's all I can really say about it.
But I'm not. Just a disclaimer. I'm not even a fan of the How to Train Your Dragons franchise. I think like I watched like every film like once. Okay, I've watched the old one twice because of this one. Let's just say
this is the movie I rewatched the most.
Yeah, let's just say that I watched like the second one in theaters. I don't remember when's the second one because like that was like when I was like still in high school. Like okay, the lower levels of high school, and I don't remember enjoying that film. Funny enough, I don't remember enjoying that, and I was like a kid or something.
I remember in one of the Discord servers, like it was kind of like a hot take that the second one was like really bad. I think that was kind of accepted though.
No, it's like I think yeah
People
I
like
heard.
the third one more, but yeah.
Oh, really? I think the first I dislike the first one the most. I don't find that enjoyable. And I was not even critiquing media at the time. I was just like yeah, watch it online.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah, the first one is just the one that I rewatched the most. But
I
yeah,
think the first one is the one people talk about. So, like, I mean,
people talk about the most as well.
okay, compared to like Kung Fu Panda, people talk about like Li Shang, it's like what the villain of the first film, and then they're like
Thailand.
Tai Lang, like those two stuff because like people still talk about like the second film, the Tigers. Those are still talked about. Like what do
Yeah,
people talk? What do people talk about in the second film? Funny enough.
I don't. Yeah, I'll be honest because I'm probably a more casual in terms of watcher than you are. But I will say that like even that I don't really hear conversations about the second and third film. I just hear the first film.
Yeah,
And I think a big part of that comes to like that like classics. Just now that we're kind of like describing the story, basically like 16-year-old Hiccup Horrendous Haddock the Third. He's that Viking who's not like the other Vikings. Basically, like he just he's very scrawny, weak, and he's not really able to fight and kill dragons like the other Vikings and all that stuff, or everybody else in his village. Um, he comes and then he uses like a lot of his brain to make gadgets or stuff like that. And then when he has the encounter with the Night Fury, and then all that stuff, and there's the opportunity to try and kill it, he couldn't do that. And then, but even though uh, you know Toothless gets on top of him as if he was going to kill him, he leaves him alone, which is what confuses Hiccup, and that gets Hiccup to think, what else are there about dragons that we don't know about? And that basically is the story of how he grows his friendship with this dragon, how he learns that dragons are not actually that bad. They're just very defensive if you attack them, but like if you treat them with love and all that stuff, then they'll treat you with love back. And then you also get to see like, why do the dragons attack villages, or what are they doing, and what kind of thing that they go through and all that stuff. So that's kind of what the film is about, the relationship between a boy and his dragon. But yeah.
yeah. I mean, this applies to live action, so it's like I mean, give me the broad stroke, but like, yeah, they're the same. But like, if you give me the details, like,
Yeah, I mean the fundamental issue for me that I would say is not really like, obviously it's not the biggest issue, but like because I've seen the original movie before, so it's like when they do like line for line, shot for shot, dialogue for dialogue, cinematic for cinematic. It's like when they do things like straight up from the original film, it's like it always just comes off as like I've already heard this before. It's like this sounds like a high school production because like I'm watching other people say something that they remember from a movie from 15 years ago, and I
yeah,
can't really shake that feeling. But that's
yeah.
that's something else. Yep.
So yeah, this movie is just like Wicked, the play to the fucking. I was like, I already even before I watched it, I was like, I think this is gonna be like Wicked. People just gonna be like, oh, it's really faithful, and then you just did not care about the details. I was like, what do you even think this is good? I was like, and because no one can fucking tell me, what do you like Wicked aside from the songs? I mean, they ruin all the
Um,
songs. Movies ruin all the songs.
yeah.
And then,
Toothless design looks good, but the other dragons look shit.
jeez,
They definitely put a lot more effort into getting the main dragon correct. So I mean that makes sense, I guess. But like it kind of like, but it like seeing the Gronkle was like, that looks disgusting. But it is what it is.
yeah.
What
So
else was good? I mean, Gerard Butler
I
is
mean,
just Gerard Butler. So
Nick Frost. I like Nick Frost. He's good. He's a good actor.
Yeah, it's kind of weird they had him in his English accent instead of the Scottish one, but that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Um, I thought the adults are kind of fine. The kids are like, yeah, yeah. I didn't really have too much to say with the kids.
No, the kids are stupid. The kids are stupid shit. They're terrible acted and fuck. Okay, at the first, the two leads are terribly acted.
Yeah, I wasn't really sold on Mason Thames as a Hiccup.
No, I think Nico Parker is even worse
Yeah,
somehow.
and it's a classic case of like, they have fantastic chemistry if you look at the interviews and the red carpets and all that stuff, but you see zero of that in the actual movie. It happens.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. Let's start
Yeah,
talking about
we
this.
can go through the movie now.
Sure. I don't. Okay. So this is basically start with the same blah 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 blah. Maybe you can just go for animated shit. It's Hey,
People
I
go through mosquitoes, wolves, things like that. We have dragons. So yeah, that
yeah.
opening cinematic of Hiccup just running through the town while the fighting is going on in the background. Pretty much a beat for beat for what's
Uh,
going on.
it's beat for beat, but like there's a lot of details that are different. Like for one, so yeah, this guy, so Hiccup was like, I'm gonna make stuff. So he's just forced to just make stuff for the other people,
Hmm.
and and yeah, and so there's a lot of things that were like, I was like, okay, that's stupid. You can't do that in live action. For one, I was like, here's Gerard Butler throwing a fucking shield, and it somehow knocked over a dragon.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was like, oh yeah, he's suddenly Captain America.
yeah. I mean, you know, it's
Uh,
just built different.
yeah, and it's not like you show that the dragon just crashed through a house. Oh wait, you did show that in the same scene. You fuck. This is like the dumbest shit. I was like, this is not the dumbest shit. There's a lot of dumb shit in this film, and and yeah, that's like one of the many problems. Okay, this gotta be a non-linear because like here's the thing. I don't I don't think it's that because of a direction or like writing. Hiccup does not seem like he likes Ashred.
Um, yeah, it's a lot more telling than showing.
Yeah, it's probably like the cinematography. It's like here's a close up, and Hiccup was like, oh okay, oh that's Ashred. It's like, oh is that the girl? I was like, yeah, that's basically his conversation with Nick Frost.
Yeah, and then obviously because they have to add extra 20 minutes into the movie since the original is like an hour 37 minutes. This one is about a little under 2 hours. So you have like there's more attempts at like trying to get people to like these kids don't like Hiccup, and then it's like, oh, we need to make more of a distance between Astrid and Hiccup. So like when they get to the eventual bonding and the relationship part and the actual kiss, it's like I that was faster than the original one, which is crazy. But yeah, I don't know. Their scenes just weren't hidden. But yeah, we can
Hmm.
keep. We'll come back to that.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. I mean, because like in animated film, just like buckets. Hey, Ashred and the other kids just throw water as buckets. And this one, she was like Astro just like do like acrobatic flips. Yo, isn't that cool? You just like launches like the entire fire hose around, spraying it. Isn't that cool?
I guess it's cool for babies.
Cool for bait. Yeah, I was like, hey, it's like you're wasting a lot of water just by doing so. You can't. Why can't just be a normal person and just like use buckets and just spray all over the burned buildings? Because that's gonna take you a lot of time. You just like a spring around while the other people just like pushing this giant water car. Oh wait, that's exactly what they did in the fucking animated film. What the fuck? That's like
Yeah. So I guess like just some other things that are going on. Basically, you have since like they're using the lines from the movie, so it's like with when Hiccup runs to the blacksmith shop with Gobber, and then creating mechanical, giving the items there, and Hiccup really wants to go out in the fight with all of his other friends, quote unquote. But it's like, nah, you can't do that because yeah, you need to do less of this. And then it's like, but you gesture to all of me, that line. Um, so nobody has any faith in him. Uh, Dude, if I go out there, I can get a girlfriend, like Astrid.
what the
Which is
fuck?
like, come on, you old man, get out of his business. But
Yeah, that was a cringe. I don't even know. It's like, oh, basically she just want. Basically, what it said is like, the reason why she wants to do that is because he wants to get laid.
yeah,
What the fuck am I supposed to make of that?
the
Why is this
the
your first point?
yeah, the to be fair part is like he does say that, but in his voiceover, it's like when he's describing each of the dragons, like the different species. Oh, it's like if I take that one down, I'll surely get a girlfriend, that kind of thing. But like that's different from saying it to the audience versus saying it to, uh, you know, Gobber, your mentor. That I don't know if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, so he also had, since he's not very good at fighting with an axe and all this stuff, he did create like a launcher to throw out the bolas, but gag, so it hits one of the person on their side and that kind of thing. Is like, oh, you got to stop doing this kind of stuff. And uh, in the background, basically, you're describing more of the fight, but like it, his father is fighting the fire dragon and all that stuff, and then that's when the Night Fury attacks as well.
Yep.
And Hiccup wants to be. Since nobody has ever seen the Night Fury, it's never stolen any food, but it causes destruction and chaos. So he wants to be the first to capture the Night Furies. So he
Oh
goes,
my god,
but
that was.
that's where you can continue.
Hey, do you know that in animated film he just pushed like outside the like okay not outside just in front of the city, so I was like okay fine he can just do it with a clear range. In the fucking live action movie he got to the other side of the island where you can see the city through a sea. How the fuck do you push that far? And how do you know the Night Fury is gonna be there?
Yeah. And
What
then
the fuck is
the
wrong with
movie
you?
tries to explain it too. It's like, yeah, I saw it, even though it's in the shadows of the sky. Like the eyes are bright like stars. It's like you can just aim for that. It's that's not
I
really a justification.
That's no, and then you don't push like miles away. You push like close, like somewhere near it. What the fuck is this? And then because like the two of us is like really smart, so it's like oh I'm sure that, so I just go run back there and just like hey, I'm happy, and I actually shoot a Night Fury or something. I don't know. Uh, and hey, let's talk about this gene. And then suddenly a dragon just like went under the fucking island, like below the island, just like yeah, I'm gonna eat him. It's like, wait, hey bitch, how did this dragon like sneak under you instead of just like flying from the sky and just like launch you down?
Yeah.
Remember the animated film, he could position it near the like the cat, like the near the like the skies, the night the watchtower. So yeah,
The Watchtower.
in this one, you're just like I don't know, on the other side of the island. You're kidding me.
Yeah, and you also you can feel that the island in the animated film is like smaller, so it's like you can feel more that like containment of like where everything is and why everybody knows each other and that kind of stuff. Whereas like when you have like such a big space to fill up in the in live action, a lot more negative space to fill up with more people, more uh, things to burn up, to catch on fire, one might say.
Hmm.
Um, you have to do more work on that, and that's why it's not really it's like then you have more questions. And I know Unity had something related to that.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yes. Sorry, a bit choking right now, but like, and so yeah, that's like one of the things. And so Hiccup just like decided, yeah, I'm gonna run back to this village, and somehow like Jarabala just I guess spot him, even though he's like outside of the fucking island. Look, I guess he just like got lucky and just spot him. Okay, I guess he just did. Because so and then he just like, yeah, I'm gonna help him. And this is something you could not get away from the live action film. But you can get away from the animated. Basically, he Jarabala just punched the dragon. They did that in live
Well,
action as well.
yeah.
But like
Animated wise, I mean, you know, they said that he ripped a dragon's head off as a baby, which is like that was a rumor. I think it's true, that kind of thing. So it definitely gives us the impression that he's definitely a super strong guy.
yeah, and then so this like an animated film was like, yeah, there's no way you gotta convince me he can box a dragon. You can't even box a bear in real life. And he's winning, and he's actually beat the dragon fist fighting.
Yeah, but I'm sure people take it more like you know, differences in realistic versus like fictional movie style kind of a thing.
I mean, the problem is you show that the dragon can just launch yourself, destroy a building. In live action, not even in animated. In live action.
Yeah, because like in the animated film, like the humans are able to knock around the dragons, like not as bad, like pretty well. Like for example, like when the when the glonker or that dragon, when he's like about to blast Hiccup in the stadium, and then Gobber like pulls its mouth up to fire it above Hiccup's head, and then drags it back into the cage. Like, you know, it's like he is holding a dragon by the mouth and like putting it into the cage, but it's like you you don't feel like the dragons are like that. Like you can push them around here and there, like if you know what you're doing. um I think that's always been the harder part about this kind of thing, because I know in the well, I don't know, that's
The
not too
thing
relevant. It's
the
not too
thing is
relevant.
like you don't really have to show him fist fighting. You can just like him using like weapons, or like he's like really strategic and it's like, oh, I'm gonna like, even though I'm not strong enough, but I'm quicker than you because I'm more mobile, so I can just like deal like get a sword, just deal chip damage, or just get an axe, and just like keep swinging around. You don't have to show him fist fighting a dragon, and you absolutely do not need to see a dragon just crash into a house and destroy it.
I think the only thing I could say about that one in particular is like it is just something from the animated movie that they brought into live action. Um, but like you're also saying, with the addition of the dragon like smashing through a house, that being added in is just different, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh well, that's one, and then here's the worst one. It's like just one shot. So the because of Hiccup, so the dragons just like take away some sheep and stuff, and then in the animated film that's like done. In a live action film, they also have a wide shot showing the entire island on fire, with less than half of the
Oh.
houses remain.
That's what you're talking about. Okay. Yeah, because like in the perspective of in the animated film, when they are dragging the sheep out and all that stuff, like it just the shot stays on Hiccup's face because his emotions is what you're focusing on. But they do the cinematic thing because you want to see all the dragons on all the CGI dragons on screen. So like you see the aerial shot of the dragon's perspective, not Hiccup's perspective. Which one I think that's not good to take it off of Hiccup's perspective because he's the one that fucked up. So you're losing that by like just showing the dragon's perspective and not Hiccup's perspective. And then the other thing too is like when you make an aerial shot and you have to show what's going on in the background, then it's like, oh, the logical thing to do is to show the entire city's on fire. But you didn't have to do that.
Oh no! And then when I watched it, I was like, yeah, everyone should be homeless, and you have to put out a fire like right now. You have to move the entire city. Oh no, sorry, the entire city is standing. And what's even funnier is like there's even a Looney Tune level of live action joke that Toothless accidentally pushed a pillar and it destroyed 2 more houses. By the way, that is not even as extreme in an animated film. They just destroy a bridge or something. Not a bridge, it's like a I don't know, the thing that you park ships.
Oh, the dock. Yeah.
The dock. Yeah. What the fuck did live action want to be more Looney Tunes than the animated film?
Money restrictions in terms of the animated film, but yeah. Sometimes you need a budget. Sometimes you need a budget limit.
I don't know. This is like 150 million too much.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. What? Yeah. So that is funny, and that's the scene, and then that's scene, and then this guy was like, Hiccup was like, I shot a night fairy. I hit one. Something like this.
Here's my thing. It's like Hiccup. Like when I heard this, is like I just knew like, yeah, Mason Thames is not hitting the Hiccup voice because like I think like Hiccup the whole nonchalant talk that was in the animated version was just adding to his character because he's super awkward. He's like, I shot a night fury though. It's like, wait, like it's not very inflective in terms of like emotion wise, but it captures that reserved nature, and you just don't really get that because like now he sounds more whiny in the animated in the live action version. I don't know. It's just it's very weird to describe that in terms of the performance wise because it's not like it's a horrible job. It's just like it's just not Hiccup to me. But yeah.
The difference is like in animated film, Gerard Butler is actually dragging him.
That too. Yeah.
So he's like a desperate attempt. Was like, no, I actually shot one. Please, I did. Please don't punish me. And then this one was like, Gerard Butler is walking away. He's chasing after his dad. It was like, because he was seeking approval, basically.
Yeah, that's true.
I was like, no. The first thing you have to do was like, I can't be like.
That's
yeah. That's not
this
that.
is a yeah. What Unity is saying is a very good example of like, yes, they're the same line. Like Hiccup is saying the exact same line, but there is a big difference between him saying it when he's being dragged by the ear versus his dad just walking away, ignoring him while he's chasing after him saying it. Like the thing is like, oh, but the lines are the same. That doesn't make the moment the same for the character. They both mean something differently.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to keep that in mind here and there. But yeah.
It's like the entire movie is like that. Just so basically in live action, Gerard Butler is just like disappointed. I just don't want to deal with you anymore. In the animated film, he was like, no, fuck off. I was like,
I'm trying
like,
everything.
yeah,
I'm trying everything to make sure that you can do it. Because like that, I've lost all faith in you. That thing is saved for the third act, in the animated movie. So it's like it makes sense, especially after like the whole lie that Hiccup was going through and all that stuff, and his dad not understanding. But like, yeah, that dynamic is just not as
Strong. It
strong in this one. But yeah,
Yeah, it's like the Gerald Butler is clearly a lot more disappointed here. It's like he's just like, yeah, I'm not. If I don't even want you, and then and the animated film is like, oh, I would drag you away so that we can talk to you about it later. So, it's like, yeah. So this is like, so they just make Gerald Butler even more irresponsible. And here's another change in the live action. That is not just movement. So in animated film, every other student is like, oh, okay, let's just talk about it before. So yeah, first one, let's just say Gerard Butler is like not happy. He was like, no, you're not a Dragon Warrior, not a warrior. So please just shut up.
You're not a Dragon Warrior.
It's like, yeah, Dragon Warrior. And
let's get that live action Kung Fu Panda. Let's go.
Yay, I can't wait. I want to die.
I will say though, out of all the Disney, not Disney, the Dreamworks to live action, I guess this one made sense to. I mean, you could have done El Dorado, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was live action Shell. That would have been something. But I keep going. Yeah, the Dragon Warrior.
Dragon Warrior. Oh god. Hey, that's one of the things. It's okay, same line, but like different context now because of the difference of movement.
Yeah.
So there's a more obvious change. You know, in the animated film, only like 4 kids like teases Hiccup. The only one that doesn't tease is Ashred. He's actually quite sympathetic to him. Like he actually like looks a bit more concerned. In a live action, he just like bullies him as well.
You're talking about the Snotlout, that one? Fish legs or the fat one or
Ashred. Ashred is the only one.
Ashred. Yeah. Ashred. The other thing too about Ashred is like, the thing is like Ashred in the animated movie is like a brat, like bitchy and that kind of stuff. You know, like the popular girl trope essentially. So it's like, but like you don't really get that in the live action film.
The thing is, I don't think Ashred is like bitchy. Ashred is just like the one who's just like,
she's competitive. But yeah,
she's competitive. She just wants to prove herself. Like she wants to be great at that stuff. She just don't care about what people think.
Yes,
it's like that kind of thing. So it's like she does not want to like bully the weak. Just want to do her best for herself. In the animated film, she's like, I hate that you're rich, so I'm a cunt.
Yeah.
And oh god. So yeah. So but like, so that's a thing, I guess. And so and then got the next scene, which I guess it's like fine. It's just like, oh.
Well, it's like he's going back home. Gobber's taking him back to his house, and I mean, you know, it's the same line. You don't have like, you shouldn't be yourself, or like, but like, don't pretend to be someone that you're not, and you're not a dragon killer. I just want to be like you guys. And then he walks away. I like it gives an extra shot on Nick Frost's face that did hit him, so it's something that he would want to bring up to Stoic about, like, you know, your son really does want to be like one of us, like he does care, that kind of a thing. But that's, yeah, but it's a fine scene. They didn't do the Scottish accent joke. Which is fine. It wasn't necessary.
Yeah, I think there's like one joke that's like changed. It's like, it's fine. I mean, this is mostly the same.
Yeah.
And so so basically
they kept that was another thing I was saying is like that the joke of like Like they stole all the livestock. We're going to starve. Uh, like no, like there's nobody's going to be able to feed. It's like, maybe we could use a little bit less feeding. And then like you see the reaction of the background characters in the animated film, like offended by that. But like in this one, it's like it doesn't hit because like I don't know. Maybe it's just the problem with like translating it from live action. So the joke doesn't really hit compared to the animated film. But yeah, that was one that I was thinking of in that scene. Then I think this is where it cuts to like the
Nick Frost and Hiccup scene,
yeah
and then they're like, "Hey, I'm gonna." Basically, it's just the same dialogues. I think it's mostly the same dialogues.
yeah
I need to look at my notes first.
yeah. It's just missing the Scottish accent. That one.
Yeah.
Because it's meant to be the joke because in the film for some reason all the teenage characters are talking in Canadian and American accents, but all the adults are talking in Scottish accents, which is like meant to be deliberate to show the generation gap between the characters. I don't know if that was actually the case, but it makes it funny from that point of view. I know that then like Stoic and
Okay.
Gobbert, they do have a conversation about this. But Stoic is also trying to go into the dragon's nest and try to end the dragons for good. And
Trust me, I don't even remember most of the characters' name. I just remember Hiccup and Astrid.
yeah,
It,
Gerard Butler, he's trying to encourage them to like, oh, we should go fight. You, extra number one, you used to do all this thing and you killed that dragon. Extra number two, you used to do this and this and this. Extra number three, this is what you're known for. It's like that, padding out the runtime. So
yeah, fun. I mean, the animated film is like a lot more simple. Like the things are a lot more simple,
yeah,
and so and so yeah, that's the thing. And so they're gonna attack the ships and stuff. Oh god, and so they need to pad the runtime, even though they don't even need to make it 2 hours for some reason.
I don't know, studio mandates.
Yeah, and the thing is like they're like in the live action they're like, oh, this is like the fairy tale. Yeah. So they're like we have to like fight. We have to find the dragons because like oh, how do we find it? And then so this is just how do we find it? I was like, oh, the nest is a fairy tale. How the fuck do we find it? I was like, yeah, good question. Why do we describe it like this?
Oh, um,
Well, the nest is a fairy tale. What the fuck? Do you guys not thought of tracking the dragons with your ships?
yeah. Because I know in the animated film, like the way it was is like the assumption is that there is a nest. They don't know where it is or how to get to it, so they kind of like set off to sail in a general direction based on like where dragons typically go, in a direction kind of a thing. But they don't really know where the nest is, so to speak. So I mean, I don't know. I just felt like it's extra dialogue for the sake of extra dialogue.
Yeah, because like Gerald Butler is like,
Because
you
like instead
gotta,
of because I think it's like I don't want to say myth because like they're set in the past, so it's like oh, it's a fairy tale.
and then we got this amazing line. You gathered here because they knew that we were within splitting distance of a key dragon's nest. Is this a fucking wait? If you are in a splitting distance, what the fuck do you describe it as a fairy tale? The wait, hey person, aren't you the person who wrote the script? This is like the same scene. So are you guys close or is this a fairy tale? But yeah, you see, the only reason is because they know they attack us because they know this is a fair. We're going because they know that we gotta attack their nest. I was like, no, they it's clear that they attack you because they want food.
I guess like for that one is like because the Vikings are not able to think outside of their innate nature of fighting and all that stuff. So it's like they're feeling like, oh, like we're not able, like we have to fight something. And dragons, oh, they're always attacking us. So it's like that's why we're attacking them. That kind of thing. I, to obviously set up that. Well, what if you don't attack a dragon? Then what will happen for Hiccup later? So I can see like where these feelings are coming from. Just to show how much of a difference that the Vikings have compared to Hiccup for the later scene. Um,
Uh,
at least that's how I took it.
the thing is like Gerard Butler is like talking about like tactics.
Yeah,
So it's like, so if you ask me, if you have a line that's like, oh, this is a fairy tale, there's I don't know where it says it's like a fairy tale, and then you're like, oh, actually we are like really close. I was like, I literally have no idea which one is correct.
yeah. I mean, you're that's kind of just going off of vibes, because like, I mean, there could be a nest, there could not be a nest. The dragons could be close, they might not be close, but it's like
Like,
that's not really that's like two different answers.
yeah, and then they're like, yeah, why the fuck would why would you be like, oh, actually, he's gonna bum out the warrior's motive. I was like, maybe it was like, I don't think the motive of like telling actually we are close after you say that actually we're not close at all. It's gotta be that it's gotta work. The people that everyone will be like, yeah, you're bullshitting me, but oh, somehow it does not work. Oh well, that's my main problem with this garbage scene.
Yeah.
This is like literally,
Um.
by the way, if you're wondering, this is not those lines are not in the animated film. They're just like,
Yeah.
oh,
Like it's just we need to pad out the runtime dialogue.
uh,
Um. That's just the problem. It's like when you take something that's already concise and to the straight to the point in an animated movie, and then you gotta drag it out because we need to find out ways to make it 20 minutes longer. And it's like you realize in that those extra minutes is like that's where a lot of the flaws will come in because you're relying so heavily onto the narrative that you already have that it exists. Um, I don't know, man. Sometimes like people just need to think like DLC. What if I make an extended cut? How do I extend this movie just by 20 minutes? Do I have to extend this by 20 minutes? I mean, I guess if the studio mandates it, but cinema,
yes, I mean,
this is just how cinema this is how film writing is nowadays. The challenge of adapting a existing movie into live action that is what our modern writing is doing now.
genius, and none of them is good. I mean, wait, maybe this is why the first movie has Chris Sanders as well. Maybe Chris Sanders is the one who made all the good stuff.
Chris Sanders was too busy with Lilo and Stitch, the live action one. But to be fair, he is the voice of Stitch, so that's why.
He probably did not do anything. He just like voice stuff.
Yeah, he just does voice now.
I mean, he did. Yeah, yeah, and so
The
that's
water boy.
because
Yeah,
and
and then after this scene, like this is where like Stoic and Gobber they have the conversation about because like Stoic is gonna go out on the adventure, so like he wants Gobber to stay back to train the new recruits and all that stuff, and Gobber's saying like you should let your son do it. He can't do it. But he really wants to do it. It's like I just don't understand my son. When I was a kid, uh, I would just do what my dad said. My dad told me to hit my head on a rock. I did that. I never questioned him. And the rock split in two, so that just taught me that like if you follow orders and you do what you're told, like good things will come out of it. That kind of thing. And then Hiccup got it from his mother, that kind of stuff. So that kind of conversation is going on. But it does give some assuring things for Stoic to think about. And your son is probably out there right now. And then it cuts to him. And then you got the scene of Hiccup going through the forest.
yeah,
This is like also like where I was like, oh, so it really is just going to be a shot for shot like kind of a thing because like he walks down the forest like how the fuck did I lose a dragon? And then even the stick hitting his face, and then like when he looks up, he sees that the tree branch is like the tree trunk is like broken in half, like in the angle, exactly like a shot for the animated film. And then I can keep saying that because like people have already made edits of the trailer and the movie and like put like a side by side of everything running almost exactly the same. So it's like, yeah, it's like, so like when
The
he's, yeah,
the difference is like in animated film, he's actually using a book. So he's reading a book while doing so. He was like, there's no way. So he's like distracted, and this one is like, no, he's just not looking at anything. Okay, there's a lot of small changes that people did not notice actually that kind of fuck with it. Like remember, there's a scene beforehand that Nick Frost and and Hiccup like talked. I mean, the dialogue's exactly the same.
yeah,
There's only one difference, and that is not a dialogue. It's a because when Hiccup say, I would just want to be just like you," in animated film, he just let out all the frustration, but at the end he just like he just disappointed. He just wanted to be like he just want to be better, and so that he immediately just leaves. In a live action movie, he just pissed. There's no regret.
yeah,
There's no regret. He yells at his dad.
yeah. But then after the scene with Toothless, but we'll get to that. You know, because they're still copying the scene from the movie, so it's like the regret is just there because it's in the animated movie, so they have to get to that point. Did they earn this point? Probably not.
No.
But there are things like that, like you know that classic scene of thinking about wanting to kill Toothless. He has the knife. Uh, Toothless is looking at him with his eye, and then accepts probably death. But then Hiccup is like, no. And he cuts off the thing, and then you know that exactly the same. They just added a bit more humor, I guess, of like when Toothless flies away, like he's already like doing all the crashing and bobbing and weaving into the trees and all that stuff. So there's that. But then that's pretty much it, and then it cuts back in the house. Stoic is waiting for Hiccup, and they're both doing the, oh, I want to quit. I want you to fight dragons. No, you go first. That thing. So that like yeah. So it really is just straight up doing the same thing again.
Yeah, except
So Stoic is saying, "Yeah, I want you to go into this class." No, wait. Maybe I should have gone first. No, I don't want to kill dragons. I can't. You should. I won't. You have to. I remember the movie. I remember the animated movie. So
yeah, so that's I don't even remember. I just watched this thing. I was like, oh, it's fine. It's fine. I was like, it's probably lifted from an animated film though.
yeah,
Yeah, I was like, this is not. I don't have problems with this scene so far, but I think the more gist is like, there's a lot more dialogues when it comes to her mom, because in the sequel it's about her mom, but like in this movie, in the original animated film, there's only one mention of her mom.
yes, that's true.
And so they gotta talk about this one. I mean, the thing is like the context of like what they think about her mom is gonna change a lot of how this movie is portrayed, which I mean is like shit.
Yeah,
And so they go to the arena. It's like cool arena, and then Hiccup
yeah.
is here.
And then this is also like where I like took more notice. Like Astrid is like looking around, like she's like so amazed in the arena. She's like talking to the twins, like like don't you guys know? It's like isn't this exciting? It's like this is not how Astrid acts in the animated movie. Like what is this? Like who is this character? Like that was the part that was like really confusing to me because like Astrid she just has a very distinct personality. Like you know who Astrid is in the animated movie. So it's like when she's doing the doughy-eyed schoolgirl, being amazed at like as if like like that classic trope of yeah, this is amazing, but like that's just not who Astrid is.
No, she's like a top bully. It's like here's the thing. This version she just look like a top bully. I just want to bomb with every other people. I'm also cunt with Astrid, cunt to Hiccup, but like in this version, and Astrid is just Astrid is a lot more introverted. That's how I describe.
Yeah, and that's just not Astrid at all. It's just a different character. Also, I mean, this was a commentary from like back when the casting was happening. It's like literally all the blonde characters, and none of them are blonde in this movie. It's actually hilarious. I guess Nick Frost is blonde, so that's one of the characters at least. But the other kids like Rough Nut and Tough Nut, which by the way they're twins, but they do not look like twins at all. And then Russell Fish. Uh, I call him Russell because of Deadpool 2. That joke.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, Fish Legs. He's also blonde in the animated movie, but he's not here. Astrid, obviously. Um, yeah, but they're all together. Hiccup is being mocked because like like if you guys do well in these challenges, whoever does the best, they'll be the one that will go and kill a dragon from the entire village and all that stuff. So, I mean, apparently, Hiccup killed a Night Fury, so he doesn't count, right? Just to mock him and all that stuff. Yeah. So they have a conflict with the Gronkel. But like we pretty much talked about it. One, the Gronkel looks horrible in terms of the design. But
Yeah.
yeah, and then you have like this is another thing that was like different for like another change from Ash's point of view. It's like so they do the thing of like describing the stats of all the dragons and all this stuff and like how it can only do 6 fire blast and that kind of a thing. So you have like everybody trying to dodge but like people getting out from the competition and all this stuff. And then but Astrid is just a flippy master, I guess. So she's just like flipping around to pick up a sword. It's like right, I guess.
I was like, yeah, that's the thing. And then you also show that the dragon can eat like stones. Like he can eat rocks. Like, what the fuck? I was like, is that in the animated film? I didn't remember.
I don't think so. But yeah, it's like so then the other thing that kind of threw me off is like Hiccup is like, oh, so now it's just you and me, and like he says it in like the most Riz way. Like that's not Hiccup. It's like
Oh, also there's a scene of Hiccup just teleporting behind a bench.
yeah.
It was like, what the fuck? Was it?
Yeah.
And because like we literally showed him like he's on the other side of the column and he just behind some bench. He just teleported. I was like, oh, but it's like a gag. And yeah, and then this is and then there and there's that. I don't think there's a lot of differences in this fight scene.
No, it's not that. It's just somehow Astrid is acting and like how her dialogue. It's just kind of like weird, but that goes back to she's not mean. She's not a mean girl. Here, just like oh, it's just you and me now. Nope, just me. Which in the animated movie she says just you because she runs away and lets Hiccup take the hit. Instead, she chooses to take the hit for Hiccup, and it's like that's kind of weird.
Yeah. And she also want to show more like badass moments, like oh actually she's got throw
I could do
spears at her.
7 backflips. Yeah,
Yeah.
she did throw a spear at it.
Oh, and then it misses because I guess she does not know how to aim.
Yeah. Also,
And also,
they do talk about like, oh, you need to make sound on the shield and like bang it and then do that so that you can like disorient it. They don't really do it for that long. Could have been doing it more. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
and like, and also there's remember in animated film, it got a shot of Nick Frost's character just like show concern, and here like no, he just teleported. It's like he just like he just teleported in front of Hiccup. Was like, now fuck, I'm gonna protect you, and he just looks disappointed. You lack the shot of him like concerning about him. He's just like he just looks more like a mentor trying to teach Hiccup. So they remove like one layer of depth from Nick Frost. So that's the difference.
But yeah, that's but yeah, outside of that, it's like, the dragon tries to throw a fireball at Hiccup. Also, I did feel like that moment was kind of like not like Astra does something to like hit the Gronkle like out of the way. So it's like it's kind of weird that the Gronkle is still going after Hiccup specifically. Whereas like in the animated film, like Hiccup is the one that fucked up. So that's why the Gronkle was going after Hiccup, and that's why that attack happened. So it's kind of weird. Like it's just the action of how the dragon is moving is just like not really justifying why it's going after Hiccup specifically outside of like, well, that's what happened in the animated film.
Also, like
But yeah.
Hiccup just left cover for no reason. It was like after the dragon was shooting, it was like, no, go back behind cover. Go back behind cover. That's all you need to do.
Or get the other shield if you're gonna move out of cover. But
yeah. So he just
oh,
works.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
and the other thing that I missed from this one is like, what is the most important thing? What do you need to do when a dragon is approaching? The thing is like in the original is like the kids are saying different answers. No, no. Then Ash just wants to say shield. It's like, yes, that's correct. But it's like, they do the question, but like they don't have like the other characters like being wrong. They just have Astrid immediately say, what are you supposed to do when a dragon is approaching? Get a shield. Like they immediately do that. So it's like, I don't know. It just feels less like a student dynamic because you know that the correct answer is the shield. So you're just skipping out the part where like, some kids don't know what to do in that situation. I don't know. It's just like I feel like when you're cutting out some lines, it's like you change the dynamic a little bit, but here. But yeah. So then this conversation of like the dragon will always go for the kill, always. And also this is another thing too. It's like the way that it's shot because in the animated film, when Gobber says that, like it's like right in his face, always that kind of a thing. But like in the live action thing, they have the shot behind the gate of like where the dragon is. So like when he says like the always line, you don't see the facial reaction of Hiccup and Gobber when he says that line. So I just thought that was a weird choice as well. But yeah, then obviously then it cuts back to Hiccup. So why didn't you? Wondering why Toothless did not go and try to kill him. He finds the chasm, the iconic chasm of the movie, and like how he sees that Toothless is trying to get out of it, but like he can't fly, and he's drawing in his notebook, and then he does the eraser thing that like he's missing half of his tail fin, so that's preventing him from flying. They do the same thing, like the trying to eat the fish that's in the water, trying to, and then him dropping the pencil that gets Hiccup to gets Toothless to look up. It's just the same shots again and again. That's pretty much it from this scene.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think there's a lot of difference. Just like there's barely any dialogues. I think it's just like the facial expression. How the fuck did they get an animator that? The thing is, they animated the emotions of the original film like so well that you can tell. In live action, they got kids that could not act.
Yeah, and what's impressive about the animated movie too is like there is a lot of scenes of just physical acting because the dragon can't talk. So Hiccup is either responding just a general like for the audience to get what he's thinking. But then there's just some cases like where he has to do like a physical gag because again, the person he's interacting with is a non-talking creature. So that a lot more reliance on physical acting. And that's I'm sure like that brings part of the
I
charm of the first movie as well.
I think the only thing that I noticed at the end is like in the animated film, he's like a lot more like he's like a lot more concerned, like worrying about the dragon. Because like, and then in the live action version, the actor is like, yeah, I finally got the idea. This is the plan. That's the two
Yeah.
expressions it gave me.
Yeah.
It's same scene but like slight difference.
Yeah.
Next scene. Oh, that scene is so stupid.
Yeah. You can go ahead.
So basically everything is just the same. Oh, where the fuck are you? Hey, we just gotta eat together, shit like this. And they're like, let's reveal this. So, what's wrong with you? What did Astrid go wrong? It's like sloppy, like shit like this. And then one of the twins is like, you're such a cunt. He's a cunt. And then the other twin was like, don't be a dick to the girl. And so
she's trying her best. And it's like, isn't she supposed to be the best? Yeah. Also, the film does not do a very good job of showing that Hiccup is the loser here, because like Fishlegs is stealing the cake, especially with all the I have all my facts and factoids about the dragons in my shirt pocket, and then he drops all of them on the floor like an idiot, kind of a thing. So it's like, I mean, I understand what they're going for, but like I know he's a nerd in the animated film as well, but like I don't know, but Hiccup is not really giving me a loser vibe. I don't know. It's just like when you compare the animated film and the live action, it's like Hiccup's like portrayal is just so different in the two mediums. Like
and
I just don't look at Hiccup and I don't think he's the loser of the town.
and also the thing is like in animated film he was like Nick Frost, like what the fuck, I keep forgetting his name, Grove or something, Glover,
Gobber.
Gopper was like, what did Hiccup do wrong? That is not in a live action film, so no one can just like everyone could not just bully Hiccup, just like, oh, you suck.
Yeah.
Like they actually have no response when Hiccup walks into the room. So, but here's a really interesting thing that they added.
Mm-hmm.
The guy from the MCU Spider-Man film was like Flash Thompson was like, hey, I want to fuck you, Astrid. Okay, he did not say that, but like, I'm gonna protect you. Astrid just immediately twists his hand.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. That's not actually Tony Rivario, but like I guess he kind of looks like him.
Wait, that's not Tony Rivario.
Fuck. It isn't. It isn't.
Jesus Christ.
It's a brand new actor. First time acting.
Jesus, I thought that was him when I saw the film.
Yeah.
It's fine, but that is not in the film because that would make her a cunt. In this film, it's like, oh my god, that is badass. I was like, no, fuck you, that's assault. She just tried to give you a handshake, even though like she just tried to flirt with you. Have girls not encountered flirting before? If you don't like, you just turn it down. You don't just like grab his hand, just twist it. That's harassment.
Brown table. So you have yeah, you have the book as well. The Book of Dragons, that kind of thing. reading all the facts and about the dragons, like this is what you should do, this is what you should do, this is the dangerous one, this is the fire breathing one, this is the that and that. And he scrolls over to the Night Fury section, has nothing, there's no facts about it. There's nothing you can do. Just pray that it doesn't come after you, that kind of a thing. So, definitely bringing up that fear factor of the Night Fury dragon, but, Toothless, the reason why he's called Toothless is because his teeth can retract.
Yeah, and God, here's one more thing that this fucking shitty film live action added. I immediately noticed it without even watching the animated film. This is how obvious it is. In animated film, when what's it called? Hiccup was like goes to Astrid, was like, hey, do you want to read the book together? And Astrid just like leaves. And this one, she was like, yeah, let's stay here and just like yell at him. I was like, you are rich, I am poor.
Yeah, no.
No, it's like and then okay, this is not even the worst thing. I mean, okay, so she said that while she just like launches to him and just like, you are, and then she's like, maybe okay, he just launches to him. It's like, I'm gonna be a chief one day. I'm gonna take your place from the island.
And you will rule the galaxy.
Yeah, that's like, I was like, what the fuck are you trying to do? This is not empowering. This is like, you just like her a cunt. You said that I want to steal your place that you are rightfully you inherited because you're rich, privileged, and I'm poor.
They also had to change her skin color to light skin. What do they mean by this? By making her poor? I don't know. That's not very progressive, is it, DreamWorks?
Because she said, I've got the eyes on the big house of yours. So basically, she just want to get rich. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, it's like, again, like she could be like cunty in the animated film, but this is like a different kind of cuntiness. Because like at least like her thing in the animated film is like she just wants to be the best that no one ever was, so to speak.
It's like, and I just love that how she was like, oh, you're the rich guy. You took everything for granted. I was like, no, Hiccup works as a blacksmith.
Hiccup's a loser.
Yeah, he's a loser. He's a blacksmith. His father never treated him with any privilege.
And like the thing is, like in the animated film too, it's like it's actually like a. This is another thing that was missing in the live action film too. It's like oh, we want to go on this expedition like on the nest. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to go to the nest. It's like, okay, whoever doesn't go, they have to babysit Hiccup, and then everybody raises their hand. It's like, that's what I thought. And it's like, and then his dad is like, oh, it's like, back in the day, like I would used to say Hiccup is like, and that was like an embarrassing name, and everybody laughs because like, his dad actually talks shit about his own son to the public, so everybody knows that Hiccup is not shit. So it's like, in the animated film, it's like very clear that Hiccup is not respected. His own dad talks shit about him in to the people
Like,
as a leader.
yeah.
So it's like, this is a very interesting thing.
This is an interesting thing they added. Was like, yeah, you can't just have a protagonist who's not, even though he's like born privileged, his dad does not even treat him like this, and it's a public information. I just yelled at him. It was like, you're rich. It was like, no. It's like he's rich, but he does not get any privilege. It's like, and yeah, that's one side. And then, do you know what the Hiccup side is? That's just the actual side. And Hiccup side, it was like, maybe we are the problem. The dragons are actually the nice guys. What the fuck? How many scenes do you spend with like Toothless so far?
Just the ones from the movie, but that's it.
Like, this is like 20 minutes in. So basically, all he did is like save Toothless, almost killed him, and just saw him just like without a tail, and he immediately just like, maybe we are the problem. Dragons are the good guys, yo.
Yeah.
why the fuck is this how you value? You just fucked over Hiccup's character. When his entire point of his character, he wanted to prove himself to like by like defeating dragons, and now it's like actually we are the problem. It's like how the fuck do you have him like value like this immediately? Even if you want to if you want to keep this, you'll be like you think that you just keep this for like an hour, when he actually spend more time with Toothless instead of like right now.
You know what's interesting is like in the live action movie, they also cut out the part where Hiccup and Toothless, after doing the flying, and Toothless is like eating the fish, and then suddenly these baby dragons fly over, and they're trying to take the food as well. Toothless is like protective of the food. One of the baby dragons like takes out the fish, and like he blows like fire inside the mouth of the baby dragon to get it to stop. And then Hiccup takes a notice at it, is like, oh, you guys are not fireproof on the inside. And then he gives his piece of fish to the baby dragon. Then the baby dragon comes up to under his hand to sleep. And then he says, like, everything we know about you is completely wrong. But the thing is, like, that happened like an hour into the movie, like an hour, like, close to the third act, essentially. So, like, him having that revelation, I mean, again, in the animated film and even in this one, you see like how Hiccup is like seeing that the other dragons, like whatever skills that he's seeing that Hiccup and I mean that Toothless likes, he applies it to the dragons that he is doing in the competition. So it's like he's able to take the knowledge that he is getting out of Toothless and applying them to the dragons, like scratching the side, like that, putting grass inside the nose of the dragon, shining a shiny light to distract the dragon, like a cat kind of a thing. So it's like things like that. So you see like how Hiccup is taking the knowledge from Toothless into the other dragons, but then you also see in that other scene of how he's saying the baby dragon is not like it's not like inherently evil or anything like that. It's just a dragon. As long as you don't bother it, it won't fight back. That kind of a thing. So it's like everything we've learned about you is wrong. That's pretty important, and it's also important for the third act because when they fight the kaiju, there's a reason why he has Toothless go down so that he can spit fire to the mouth of the dragon, whereas like in the live action film, like it's just a lucky guess.
Yay.
So yeah.
That was incredible, but like there's still a lot more to go through. Okay, so then we cut to like Gerard Butler is like leading the charge to attack in the fog. And animated film is like really simple. There's like 3 ships, and they just rush in a fog, and they're like really well prepared. Okay, which is fine. And then the dragons attack, and then and then the dragons attack, and then we cut. We don't know what happened. In a live action film, there's only 1 ship, and I go through like this like really narrow riverside. And there's clear there, and they even show that there's no way they can paddle out of it because of how like the tight the area is. And then we got like, and then we got the dragons like shoot fire and just kill a bunch of people. They destroyed like the flag of the ship, and and a lot of people died. And then the dragon just shoot fire at Gerard Butler's face. I was like, oh, he's dead. There's no way around this. He's dead.
Yeah. Again, we gotta pad 20 extra minutes to the movies, so you do what you gotta do.
Yeah, animated film. The animated, they left it fixed, so I was like, okay, I can see that. In this one, I was like, no, he's dead. He's absolutely dead. And he's an idiot for even going into this like steep river path just to find the thing. And they're so ill prepared. There's like no backup plans. There's only 1 ship for some reason.
How does an animated film do more ships? Because like that's something like an animated film that has less budget would do. It's like, oh, we don't have that much budget, so I don't want to film. I don't want to like make 3 ships. Let me make one because that would be easier to animate. No, but they decided to animate 3 different ships with more people. That's kind of interesting. So the live action movie has less of an excuse when you have more money to work with. You can make as many ships as you want in CGI, I guess. But that's what it is.
Yeah, so that's
Well, yeah. Um, I, I'm kind of just going straight off of the animated film, so you're probably gonna have to help me with any particular differences that you found. But yeah, I mean,
so
like, what's it called? So then you have like basically you just have it does the montage of like
no, that's not the one first. The
that's
next
not
one is
first.
like they just cut to Hiccup was like, hey, do you know anything about a Night Fairies, like any other books, stuff like that? That's
Yeah,
the
yeah, that
scene.
one.
and and then that's I think I don't remember dragon's name. Basically, the dragon that Astrid flies in the next 2 animated films. That one.
It looks horrible in this film, but
Yeah.
yeah,
So in the animated film, this is the first change I did not catch until I watched it. Even I found it weird in live action, but like in the animated film, he just spit fire, so there's a hole next to it. Because the live action film wants to show this gag the same, but in a different way. They have the dragon just headbutt through the wall. Why would the,
it's
why the
sorry, it's a deadly natter.
Yeah, I
That's what
was
it's
like,
called.
what the fuck will you headbutt through a wall? Why don't you just what the fuck will you headbutt through a wall? Like you can just like that's literally just gonna kill yourself.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah, that's a change I noticed. And then there's a lot of arena stuff. I'm gonna be honest, I did not care enough to mention. So I'm just gonna cut straight to the end. So
Yeah. No, that's fair.
in the animated film, Hiccup moves around. So like you can't tell like where the fuck is he in, what actually is trying to do with this whatever dragon is called.
The
In the
natter.
live the Natter. So he kind of lay low and stuff. He's actually leading the charge. In this film, Asher stays at the same place. He just tells to duck down. And then Asher lures just like immediately topples lures what's it called? The dragon into like the thing that Hiccup is like hiding under. And it falls over it. And I was like, my god, you're trying to kill Hiccup. My brain immediately goes there.
Yeah. And then you have like because like when Astrid falls onto Hiccup in the animated movie, you know, the whole awkward like, oh, a girl fell on me, I don't know what to do, that kind of a thing. So and her axe is like stuck on the shield. So like she ends up like taking the axe shield and like whacks it over the head with it. And then Astrid like, what is wrong with you in the animated film?
Yeah, so this
Which
one I
gets
was
him
like,
to run away. But yeah.
so this one is just like, oh, Asher just try to kill Hiccup. That's my impression. Apparently, this like shield can block. This wooden shield can block a fucking. I'm sorry. What the fuck is this? A fence just falling over it, perfectly. But you see, I think it's like too offensive. But you see, this is like offensive if a guy just like hits like sleeps on like lays on a girl's boobs now. So I guess you have to change that.
Yeah.
So
And
so that's the thing.
to be fair, she fell on his shield, which I guess is not a very big defense nowadays, but you know, that is the context at least. But yeah, you're probably right. That's probably why they changed it.
But like how they change it is so stupid. I was like, there's a million ways you can change it. You don't even need to have that.
You just needed it so that like the axe and the shield are like stuck together. That's kind of like all they really needed it so that like when she hits it over the head, then it's the natter over the head, then it's like she's hitting it with the axe shield combo. So it's like that's all you really needed to do. So
It's like
Yeah.
the thing is that I thought they gotta do a Buster Keaton gag. There's a he just like he's like in this he's just like he's just like because he's standing next to the hole, so even though the entire thing fell, but the hole because he's standing on top of the hole, so he's completely fine. I thought they could do that, but like
Hmm.
no, what they did is like they actually lured the dragon to just fucking topple Hiccup. Or like oh fuck off. And so yeah, that's the change. And at the end, okay, how the fuck did they defeat this dragon? I can't even remember. Oh yeah, so Asher just like pulls him back into the cage. Asher just yells, "Is anyone taking this seriously?" She just becomes a cunt for no reason. Like she's just a cunt in this film.
And it's weird. It's like because people will say that she is that in the animated film, but it's different though. Like I don't know how to describe. Like
Okay,
because
this one
like
she's
because
a cunt
somebody
for no reason.
yeah
That's how you describe it. She's a cunt for no reason. This film.
because they make her like the doughy schoolgirl eye girl. So it's like they do that, and then they also do the animated Astrid thing. Then it's like you have this gel of a character that doesn't gel together. That's part of the weird experience with her in particular. I also just think like the performance in general from Nico
Mm.
is pretty wooden in general, which
Uh,
I don't think it's her fault. I just think this is a really weird direction for her.
to be honest, I don't even know why she got cast in so many high-profile roles. Like her first role was literally the main character of a live-action Dumbo remake.
Well, yeah, well we know why. You gotta get the nepo baby something to do.
Oh yeah, That's why she's in the Last of Us,
At least that's probably her better. That's probably her best performance so far.
probably, and then she's in the Bridget Jones 4.
Hmm.
Oh, the first line in that film was like, "Oh my god, she looks like a model." Oh, by the way, she didn't like fuck all in that film. I don't even know what's a part of her character. She's like a babysitter who has like nothing to do. And and yeah, and this one was like I don't even know. Yeah, this one is like she's just so bad. So she's just a cunt. It was like everyone. It's like is this a game for you? No, everyone is clearly trying to defeat the dragon. You're just basically calling everyone incompetent. And then when she turns to Hiccup, it's like, know which side are you on? So basically means like, are you on the dragon side or are you on our side? The thing is like Hiccup is never on the dragon side in the entire fight. So I don't even know why is she calling him out. He's just being a cunt.
Oh, are you talking about? I mean, the animated film, she says that to him. Is like, we need to understand like what side are you on?
No, that's only in the live action. In the anime film, it's like this is not a game.
This is not a
He don't.
game.
He don't.
You need to
Yeah.
understand what side you're on, that kind of a thing. But it's
No.
like it's in the context of like he keeps fucking around.
Yeah.
If you're on our side, you have to lock in, otherwise like we're all gonna die because of you, that kind of a thing. I think that's what she meant in the animated film.
Oh, she did not even say that. She just like basically when she said in animated film when she said is this a game to you, she only refers to Hiccup. In a live action, she refers to everyone. And then afterwards, she said,
Mm.
"Our parents are at war right now. Please take it seriously." That's in the animated film. Just straight to the point. You immediately get the idea why she's so serious because everyone is at war. She has to be in top of her class. She has to be the dragon. She has to prove herself.
Yeah,
You get her motivation in 2 lines.
yeah, but you have to understand. We gotta pad this for an extra 20 minutes. We gotta figure out how to do that.
And in the live action, it was like everyone just like yells at everyone. It's like, is this a game for you? Basically, just calling everyone incompetent, and just point to Hiccup. Notice what your side you on. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Hiccup is clearly not on the dragon side in this fight. He's cowardly. He's literally afraid of a dragon. So yeah, that's a major difference, and we lack the motivation for Astrid in the live action film. What a great! This is supposed to be faithful, by the way.
Yeah, again, I strongly believe that a lot of it is like it's like close enough that it's doing its job. And it's just like, and obviously the biggest thing is like Lilo and Stitch just came out a month ago. And I think a lot of it is just like, oh, at least it's not Lilo and Stitch. It actually follows the movie, like that kind of a thing. Which one is like that's more justification as to why should I watch this movie when I could just watch the animated movie again? And then two, honestly, like the whole live action discussion nowadays is like, oh, it's like, do I want it to be so faithful to a movie to the point where I question like what is the point of watching it, or should I watch a live action movie? But as a remake, you have the ability to do something different with the story. But at that point, you lose the point of like what made you like the animated version in the first place. I mean, like, there's these discussions that could be had. It's just that the problem with like live action remakes nowadays is this that, well, they're not really justifying themselves. You can just watch the original just fine, but I don't know. It's just very appealing to see that thing again
The thing
in
is
a
that they just,
new coat of paint.
they just shot the same. Just nothing is the same. Actually, in the original, it's just like, oh, I want to help you, Hiccup, but you have to step up your game. I mean, because the thing is that she's an introvert, so she does not know how to express it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in this one, I was like, no, this is a completely different character. I'm sorry. And hey, that's like 40 minutes in a 2-hour film. Fuck you. Oh, by the way, this is better than Wicked because Wicked Broadway plays that is bad, and How to Train Your Dragon's animated film is actually good.
Yeah.
That's literally the only reason. Even though they all have these two things, literally have the exact same adaptation problems.
Yeah, I'm kind of lost where we are now. Is this the montage scene or not yet?
Let's see. So what do you remember in the animated film first?
Well, the montage of like, oh, like you see like Toothless doing like he's rolling in the grass, then he puts the grass on
the fish scene.
Oh, the fish scene. Okay.
Yeah.
He tries feeding him the fish and all that stuff. Hiccup. Toothless gives the fish back for Hiccup to eat, which gross and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think the first major thing is like it's like the acting is bad in the live action because he's not scared. In the animated, it's clear that his facial expression is like he's really scared.
Yes. Yeah, and you know, obviously it's going to be tough because you're acting with a CG creature. Fair, but that doesn't mean you can't do that.
Yeah, so that's the difference. And yeah, everything just shot exactly the same.
Yeah. You also got like stuff like Toothless does not like the eel.
No, that's later.
That's still later. Okay. I'm stuck on the montage right now.
Yeah, basically the hand touching scene, the most iconic scene is in this scene.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, which they obviously put that in the trailer.
Yeah. So basically, he's just trying to touch him after this. He's trying to touch him. Basically, just try to like understand him.
Right.
And so he's like trying to like, oh, I want to understand you, and then the exact same thing happens. Mostly, I think it's like mostly.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the face goes on the hand while he looks away, kind of a thing. Iconic. I've seen it before.
The difference is like Hiccup just like try to constantly just touches his face. In the animated, he just try to touch everywhere, so he just try to touch his tail and stuff. So because he's like trying to understand him, it's like, and no, he's trying to fix him. And so yeah. And then you got the drawing scene that Hiccup draws Toothless, and Toothless just draw a bunch of things on the ground.
Yeah.
and then they just like skip over. Hiccup just like keeps skipping over,
Right.
and so he just got test him. It was like test his loyalty, and then finally Toothless allow Hiccup to touch him. In this one, I mean, here's the thing: the beat looks exactly the same, but like the acting is just like so poor.
Yeah, especially since like this is a scene, as we were saying, like this is a scene that was like heavily physical acting because he can't talk to Toothless. So a lot of it comes down to how Hiccup is reacting with the CGI dragon, and all that stuff. So that's kind of like, so when you have that dissonance, it's very apparent.
Yeah, it's like there's like in the inanimate film, like a lot of like micro expressions. Like he's like trying to, he's like curious, scared, but also wanted to try it. In the animated film, in the live action, it's bland. I mean, technically the writing is not a problem. I think you can actually write those down in the script, but like you need the actor to deliver all those.
Yeah.
So in live action, it felt a lot more hollow. Because here's the thing, I found nothing when I watched the live action film. I literally could not tell you why. Probably because the relationship is not as developed, or just because the acting is just bad. It did not convey the exact same things that is in the animated film.
I think it's more of the acting side because I mean, because the animated film did not have that much time between Hiccup and Toothless either. It's just that even in that short amount of time, the two characters being very expressive and wholesome is what added to the experience. So it's like you can actually see what Hiccup is going through, and despite having less screen time together in the animated movie, you can still feel that bond is growing between the two. So I do think it's more of an acting problem than a writing problem. Because again, the writing is the same. It's just you have to rely heavily on physical acting, and that wasn't there.
Yeah, and there's that. And next thing is just exactly the same. I literally have no context. Just like, and then just like Nick Frost, Glober just like talking about his war story, attacking, and then Toothless just like not responding at all. And but yet every other student just like talk about it.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest, I literally do not care about any other people, even though I like a lot of the actors, like the guy from Deadpool 2. But like, here's the thing: the acting is so shit in the live action one. That's a difference. Like, I don't get it. How the fuck is every other supporting actors like much better than these two main leads?
I'm trying. So like, I think like with Mason, what was he known for? The Black Phone.
The Black Phone.
Yeah, but he doesn't have that much experience. Which, you know, nowadays like this is being praised a lot. Like, oh, we're finally seeing actors like that don't have like super big like amount of like movie roles, like they're fresh unknowns and stuff like that. Well, I mean, in the case of Nico Parker, like that's not really that's not the same case, but like that's kind of been I'm alluding to like the Doctor Who Clayface cast.
Yeah.
That's just a conversation that's been going on lately, and but sometimes like, but then you see like you were saying like Julian Dennison, from Deadpool 2, Nick Frost, Gerard Butler, they're established people. You know, they know what they're doing, so it's not like it doesn't exist. I don't know. Oh, Darth Maul was also the second in command. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, that's and you know, let's just talk about the, I don't know, the difference in this one, because there's only one difference. It's only all the acting side and the cinematography side. It's like this scene is like fine, if not because of the elements of the acting side. In the animated film, Hiccup is a lot more defeated, like stoic. He does not know what to do because like he's like bonding with a dragon, and he's literally listening to a bunch of people. It's like I'm gonna kill dragons, and then he's just conflicting about like, oh shit, I could not, but like I'm actually petting a dragon.
Yeah.
And then Asher actually sees him, actually concerns about her. He actually saw him and just like reconcerns, like, what is Hiccup going on about? Why is he like so
Weirder
sad,
than usual.
weirder, and he looks like really defeated? I mean, that's the one change that I do not understand. Why the fuck did they change it? Like, Asher's just looking concerned about Hiccup. Because like,
Yeah, I mean, because like the other thing too is like what was important, especially I keep talking about the montage because again I'm losing track of where we are, but like with the montage scene in particular, because like the thing is like every time that Hiccup keeps doing something to succeed and does better than Aster at, Aster gets more angry at because Hiccup is solving everything without like not actually fighting or not doing anything like or he's somehow beating dragons without actually doing anything that Astrid is putting all her efforts into. So it's like that progressiveness of like her not giving a fuck about Astrid, about Hiccup in the movie is pretty important, especially when you're trying to build up to the scene where she eventually breaks all that and then falls in love with him.
yeah.
So you have that, which I still think is very fast in the animated movie, but like even then it's like but like that progression of like I fucking hate this guy is pretty important. And like in the live action film, it's like there's just too much like, oh, I do care about him somehow. But it's like it's in a I care about him because I know I'm gonna care about him in the later in the movie. I don't know. It's like I feel like it's kind of I feel like it's maybe a attempt of compensation. It's like oh, like to show that maybe there's interest in him, like from before, but like I can't really be with him until like I find a really good reason to be with him, kind of a thing. I don't know. It's like I don't know if that was the reason, or it's like,
and also because of the acting, just because like that's what I describe in animated film. Do you know what do you know what I feel like in a live action film for Hiccup actor? He just kind of looks bored. It's like he just kind of looks like, oh, this is so boring. I will leave the conversation.
Yeah,
that's the acting of that person.
Because he's doing like the Chad face the entire movie.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. That's what I also meant. Is like I don't feel like he's the loser of the town, kind of a thing. He looks like a depressed emo kind of a thing. I mean, we've been shitting on Mason Thames a lot, but like,
let me shit on Nico Parker right now. She does not look like she's concerned about him, even though like there's a scene there's like he like walks away and Nico Parker actually is supposed to be like go after him, but like she decides to stay there. But like in animated film, she's actually concerned about him. This expression, and then in the live action film, it's like oh she kind of looks like annoyed, bored. Okay, she doesn't look concerned at all. What the fuck? This is like literally the same problem with like the live action like Lion King remake.
right.
Yeah, so sometimes I'll like the writing. Here's the thing in the script. You can write a lot of stuff, but like you need the production to like show all those stuff in the screen. You need to get the right actors and the cinematography, but like
which honestly, but like even with this, it's like I don't even think that's fair because like the simplest thing is to just not adapt it because at the end of the day, like it's so hard to recapture like what made the original work so well, especially like if you have to focus so much on the acting, the way that people do something, the way the actions go, the way that the lighting and the cinematography and all that stuff. It's like, but the thing is like when you're thinking about all these things, it's like that just sounds more as like it's not worth making it again because you can't replicate that again. I mean, you can. It's not impossible to do that. There's been very good recreations of things, like just doing the same thing again, and people can like really put in their A game and all that stuff. But I feel like that's just the downside of like seeing something that I've already seen before and then trying to do it again. And then it's just kind of like lost in translation, so to speak. So it's like, I don't know. But then again, this is just how our movies are now. We just
Yeah,
have, there's probably a remake coming out in July. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure there's a remake coming out in July.
I hate
Maybe.
my life. So there's the same montage like Hiccup building stuff. I'm fine with it. I'm copying this. I literally have nothing to say about him just building flying gear.
Yeah.
First scene, fine. No, just acting is just poor.
Yeah.
And it's like it's fine. You're just like eating fish, and he just like see the tail slowly attached to it. It's literally the same shit in the animated film.
Mm-hmm. And you know why? Because, well, one, they're iconic, and two, well, Toothless can't talk, so it's kind of hard to make extra scenes of Toothless if you don't know what to base it off on. Because you got to remember, they have to CG animate Toothless. The easiest thing to do is just to keep Toothless doing the same thing that he did in the animated movie in these specific scenes. So you don't want to add more, because like if you add more Toothless scenes, you have to add more CGI budget than you need. So
So I'm gonna talk about like one small change. That's not okay. That's not in acting of Mason. It's the acting of Hiccup. Like in the animator, there's like a glance though. It's like, oh fuck, Hiccup, what are you doing to me? I'm gonna fly you out. So I'm gonna throw you. In the live action, he was like, oh shit, something is in my tail. I'm gonna fly.
yeah,
It lacked that context. So that's the change I would say is like make the anime feel better.
yeah,
It just lacks the character moment for Toothless.
yeah. Uh, and then I mean, throughout the movie, basically, it's just like that dynamic of trying to help Toothless fly again with the help of the prosthetic tail, and it looks like Toothless does need like somebody to ride him in order for him to fly. So like that. So he needs like a rider in order to like fly properly. Which is like it's a very nice thing, especially like in the context of like writing with disabled characters, especially when Hiccup himself gets disabled by the end of the movie as well. So it's like I know it's important for those that are attached to those two characters. So like I did appreciate it, and I think the animated film did a pretty good job at like highlighting these things.
Yeah, so everything plays exactly the same. Nothing else. It's like literally, it's like it's fine when I watched it. It's like that, but that's because it's an animated film. Oh god. And so the
Yeah,
next one is like fight a fight a dragon in smoke.
right. The two-headed dragon. Yeah.
It's like same shit. I have nothing to say. And they're
What
like,
was
and so they fight a two-headed dragon. And it's because like Nico Parker is such an acting genius. So basically, when they accidentally spray water, they have to like walk out of the smoke and just like tease them. So okay, in the end of the film, they fucking punch them because they insulted him. In this version, they just let it go. And then
the Zippleback? That's the dragon's name.
yeah, the simple back. I was like, that's fine. I don't have much to say. It's like even if the change was like that's like one change I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't give a fuck. They just like just a gag. They just lack the gag of like punching. After insulting, they just punch him. Which is like there's no which is like okay, fine. And then it's just like the ill scene. Because I have ill in my pocket, so I can scare away the two-headed dragon.
Right.
It's like I don't think there's anything that I think is like inherently wrong.
Yeah. Again, all the other dragons designs just did not really translate. Because they obviously put more effort into the design of Toothless. But yeah. Um yeah. And then yeah, and this is like where you see like the elements of like what Toothless and Hiccup do together. Hiccup is taking those things and applying them to the other training dragons and all that stuff. Um,
And because like I think the only difference I can say is like at the end because like oh I think this is impressive and then every actor just looks bored. In animated film they're like wow amazing how the fuck do you do that? In live action it was like oh wait what the they look bored especially for Astrid
Astrid is supposed to be like angry
like
because she's losing her status. She's not the best person in the group.
like
Uh,
she looks amused. That's the thing. In the
yeah,
animated film, she's like amused, and live action, she's like she looks bored.
yeah.
I guess that's what I'm take away.
I also think like I think they probably just think like the fiery bitchy kind of thing is just oh that's not a likable character so we can't do that because like honestly speaking because we've had this conversation before they've done that a lot like where the kid characters like that are kind of mean or they're supposed to be mean at first but then they become nicer they just don't but the movie reminded me of Avatar: The Last Airbender for the Netflix because like there are so many instances of like where the kid characters are just like their personality is stripped because like oh it's not very nice to do that how are we going to like Katara if she's like a mean girl at the beginning of the show and all that stuff so let's just make her have no personality that would be better I guess I think Astrid also has like a case of that like in this as well I don't know maybe there's something there.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, now you get to the montage, so you can describe it. I can tell you the
Yeah.
one thing that I hate the most about that montage.
Yeah, I mean, you just see like with Toothless and Hiccup, they're doing stuff like sees that Hiccup is seeing like oh Toothless loves to roll in the grass. Oh, like he shines the light into the shield and like it makes the dragon move around like a cat. I mean, obviously for Toothless design, like they based a lot of it on the cat and a bat combined to make the dragon. So you have things like that. And he's also applying them to each individual dragon as well, um, like scratching the side like a dog essentially, and it likes it very much. That makes it goes to sleep and that kind of thing. Um,
So that so the
but like
and
the important thing to note in that montage is like every time he does something, Astrid is like so close to like landing a blow on it, but like but then Hiccup just does something so impressive that knocks the dragon out of so that Astrid cannot hit it, and that gets Astrid like angrier and angrier and angrier each time each time Hiccup like succeeds in the montage. So like that's kind of the point of the montage in the animated movie. It's like Hiccup is learning something, and Ash gets more angry because he keeps doing better in this field. And you also see like the old lady and a lot of town people that are like really interested because like Hiccup is doing really well in training. So there's things like that.
so that's the okay. The live action has some similar ideas. The execution is so poor. So the most major one is like the grass change. They change to like those I don't know what those flowers called. Like those like white flowers that flies in the air.
Oh, dandelions.
Yeah, then dandelions. Because in the original the grass just makes them like calm down. This one I was like, oh, you can actually like fly it into the end. They just sneeze. I was like, oh, that's like a fucking get out of jail free card.
Which, to be fair, just taking a piece of grass, like taking like a handful of grass and like rubbing it on the nose of a dragon, is kind of get out of free jail card too. But like, yeah, I mean, at least like with that, it's like you still have to be close enough with the grass and like it liking the smell of grass, and then like to scratch it on the nose with it. But like that is the context of like at least
Yeah.
in the movie. But yeah.
But like if you added this, I was like, oh my god, you can just keep unloading it. Like every single dragon, like especially the one at the end with his father watching, you could just like use that. That's like fuck. That's like get out of jail free card immediately. So that's one thing I do not like about that. The other thing is like in the animated film when they're crossing the bridge, like, oh my god, Hiccup, you're so awesome. The only one pissed is Astrid. In the live action, when they're pissed, like not just Astrid is pissed, everyone's pissed. No. So that's exactly what. And I think the only one that's not pissed is like Astrid. For some reason.
Oh, in the live action.
Yeah, they're like everyone just try to like kill him, like point their weapons at him. It's like, how the fuck do you learn this? Do you cheat or something? And then when suddenly they're like impressed by Hiccup, they're like it's like really unearned. So they're like immediately this between the monsters is trying to piss to like I love you, Hiccup. In the animator, it's like progressively I love you. I respect you more and more. Aside from like Astrid, of course. So that's the other thing. They make the other side characters worse.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's like that. I think that's really the only thing that I have to say about these two things I do not like. Okay. Oh, there's another thing. They remove one moment in the montage. In the animated one. Do you remember?
You can describe it.
In animated one, Hiccup sneak Toothless into the city.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right. And then, which is funny because when Astrid is like so.
Sorry, you cut out. Oh shit. So yeah. They cut out that moment.
Yeah, like Astrid is like so suspicious of like Hiccup that she comes across him and like he's like, you're acting weird. Well, weirder than normal. And that kind of thing. And then like you see like because like Hiccup and Toothless are tied to a belt, so like he can't get off of him. So like Toothless like, ends up like pulling him inside the house, is like a horror movie style. And then when she tries to look inside, where's easy? Like Toothless and Hiccup are gone. Yeah, that scene was missing.
So they only have one scene in the live action, which is just like, oh, she stumbled him across the village to the forest, which is like even less cool because like she only throws access to one tree. In the animated one, she does like flips and throw access to other trees to improve herself.
Right.
I'm surprised they did not do that in the animated when they want to show Astrid doing a lot more flips in live action. So I don't know what their mindset. So, but like animated do it better because like she's still pushing herself, and they lost the
I'm
joke
wondering if
of.
Nico can do flips herself, and that's probably why they spammed it so much.
But they did not spam it here for some reason. When the animated film did that.
Yeah.
And that's and I just say that the live action has one moment of suspicion. Okay, 2 moments technically, but like in the animated one, there's like 3 moments. and like she almost caught him like in a village doing suspicious things. So when a scene that actually caught him, there's like a lot more impact.
Right. I knew it.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's proceed. So yeah, Stoic's fleet got damaged. He returns back to Burke.
They literally just have. Wait, I was like, how the fuck did you survive? Wait, how is there so many survivors? Wait, how? Wait, your like the what's it called, the flag, the thing that is like commanding the wind is broken. How the fuck do you sail back?
Death is just an abstract concept.
Yeah, great. I guess fine. I guess that is never a thing in Final Destination.
Yeah. And you know what's it called? Hiccup is cheered and he's picked to be the one to kill the dragon in front of the people. Hiccup is obviously not happy. He wants to flee with Toothless. But on that day he was trying to leave, Astrid comes across and I knew it. I knew there was something wrong with you. But like even with this scene, it's like, okay, so there's like a joke in the animated film that she would do a lot, and it's like where she would hit him and then do a different hit or like, you know, do a kiss or something like that. That's for this, and this is for that, like whatever that thing. But the thing is, like, one is like, I think that joke only works better in animation. I don't think that works very well in live action, in my opinion.
No.
Like
Yeah.
when she drops the axe onto like his chest, is like, and that's for scaring me. That kind of thing is like, I don't know. It's like just very dry and boring.
Also, that's not physics. I'm gonna say that's not physics.
Like dropping the axe and picking it up.
Yeah, that's not physics at all. You can only get away from animation.
Yeah.
And by the way, you missed a scene first.
Yeah.
The
Which one?
skydiving one. Okay, the two scenes. The one that I don't really have much to say about it. There's
It's
difference in animated and animation. The live action, just like the one that
we kind of
they almost
talked about
call-
it. We kind of talked about it earlier. It's just like it's much more faster paced and the music is more epic in the animated version. They did bring back the same composer as well from the original to this one. But yeah, it's just but everything feels slower, more weighty because well, it's CGI. But yeah, that's mainly the thing with the skydiving, the dive bomb, the falling from the sky, you know, all those moments, just doing it again.
And yeah, so that's what I think. I don't think there's like much problems in the animated. In the live action one, I don't really have much like things to say about this. Like it's just like there's falling off, but like there's no dialogues when they're falling off, like the animation in the live.
Yeah.
So like you got angle this blah blah blah. It's like, oh, that's lacking, so that's not as good. And then they're
Yeah.
like in the skydiving. I was like, I don't think that's physics, even in a live action. I don't think that's physics. That's a funny thing.
Yeah. And
And
you still have things like the cheat sheet and like he's is like it's in the wind and like he's going too fast and like fuck it, I don't need the cheat sheet and throws it away. Like, but the thing is like, I don't know. It's like when you try to copy everything from the animated movie into the live action, it's kind of like, okay, I mean,
yeah,
I get it, but like at some point there has to be a line somewhere.
and yeah, I mean the only thing they did not copy is like they remove all the lines in the scene for some reason. And also the acting is like much worse because at the end when like Hiccup just cheers like, oh my god, finally, and I was like, and then she just stand and cheers, and then in the animated one, in the live action one, he's like he just cheers without the horrifying for like almost the near death experience of like flying through the canyon.
Yeah.
I was like, my god, can you cast a better kid actor? So yeah, that's one thing. And then we got the scene. Oh shit! No, they missed it. They left the scene from the animated film. The small dragon scene.
Yes, and this one I did talk about earlier, which I thought it was important scene to keep because it actually explains how they beat the final boss in the end of the movie. Whereas in the end of this movie, it's just a lucky guess.
And not just that, they also missed the character moment for Hiccup.
And the character moment of like there everything we've learned about you was wrong. Um that kind of concept.
Yeah, so it was like so they lacked the character moment. It was like, oh, he's so I guess he just loved Hiccup, and that's why she's defense track. Oh fuck it, they literally have that concept with 20 minutes in the film. Why don't you just move that like later? I have no idea.
Yeah. The Dragon
So
Whisperer. The Dragon Warrior, one might say.
she's the Dragon Warrior.
So yeah,
And
so
then
he's chosen to be the guy to kill the dragon out of all the students.
not yet. Basically the first, like not it's like okay, yeah, because the order is like I don't think you remember the order. So the next thing is like Gerard Butler talking to Mason and Hiccup.
Yeah, about like how he's so proud and like there's like a misunderstanding, but like of course he's not listening and that kind of thing. Gives him the helmet. It's a matching set. It's from your mother. Like in the animated movie, this is the only time they mention the mother. It's like
Yeah.
it was her breastplate to make this helmet. So
Yeah,
that
this is
was
like
it.
in live action is like the second time. I don't know. Do you remember like the first time is like when it's like Gerard Butler talking to Nick Frost. It was like, oh, he's too much like your mother who will not give up.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
this is the second mention. And so yeah, that is like and so there's like nothing. So I guess. So yeah, there's like nothing wrong with this thing. I think this is fine, but to be honest, it's mostly because Gerard Butler's acting is so much better than Mason's.
Yeah. And so most of it is coming from the animated version as well.
Yeah. And so yeah, it's fine. Um and yeah, and then the next scene is just like the feeding the and then next scene is just like, the scene Gerard Butler just watches Hiccup fighting in the ring.
Right. So well I guess like the other isn't this the part where like Astrid and them start flying?
No, it's a scene that Astrid was like, "Stay off my way. I'm winning this thing." Fighting the first dragon they fight in a arena.
Hmm. Okay, right. So this is a scene addition because that's not in the movie.
No, actually, it's actually in the live action film. It's actually in
Yeah,
both. In both,
the
but like
first
they
dragon.
they added more lines in the live action though for some reason.
Yeah.
So like in the animated, after that, Hiccup was like, "Yeah, please by all means," and then in the live action, they just make it more funny, I guess. I literally have no idea what to make of this. And okay, here's the thing. They have the lines is more like subtle. In animated film, he's like, "Stay out my way, I'm winning this thing." In the live action, she's like, "No more of your tricks. I'm taking Top Slayer today." And he was like, "Oh my god, you're using tricks," but technically speaking, he's not. She could have used all the. She could have used all the tricks as well, but okay, I don't. I think that's fine to be honest. But it's like the lines is like there's no subtext in the line.
Yeah, it's 2025. We don't do that.
And then there's like, and then they just play a joke afterwards. Do you know what Hiccup said afterwards? It's so dumb. Okay, here's the thing. This is not even a sentence. I was like, no, this is not top shirt. That's exactly what he said. No, he did not even say say anything, and then they just like look awkwardly. It's like that was supposed to be funny.
You might as well just add the what?
Yeah.
What? 14th Doctor.
What? What? Yeah, the joke is that Hiccup could not speak English. Fuck you. I guess that's
At least make him Scottish at that point.
Yeah.
Add to the joke.
Then,
So yeah.
then everything plays exactly the same as the animated film. Like, stuff like that. But of course the acting is, and of course it's like, and of course and then just like defeating the dragon, Hiccup just looks at his dad. It was like concerned, and then just like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna defeat the dragon. And then when Astrid almost killed the dragon, Hiccup defeated him off screen first by some magic. Of course and then there's that, and here's a lot of major changes that you will never understand in the live action, that you'll not get in the animated, because anime is like tight as a rock. Okay, I'm gonna describe what happened exactly with after Hiccup defeated the dragon and Astrid just like failed to defeat the dragon.
Right.
In the live action, Astrid immediately backs Hiccup to like one of the wooden thing, like fences, and put a fucking axe into his neck. What does that say? What does that tell you?
An axe to the neck.
Like, not just an axe to the neck. Axe to the neck. There's like nothing. There's a thing behind. There's like a wall. There's like a wooden fence behind him. So there's no way for him to escape.
Murder attempt.
Yeah, that's a murder attempt.
But it's like means serious business. I mean, I guess.
And yeah, that's in the live action film. How the fuck is that the first moment? In the animated film, Asher just like, I have enough. I'm gonna swing the axe around because I'm mad. I gone crazy, and then Hiccup was like try to leave until like
No.
Blobber,
Where do you have to go? Where do you have to go so bad?
and now Asher put a axe to his neck, but there's no fence behind him, so he can easily walk away.
Yeah, but like in that moment, it's like just to be scary, but like, cause she's really angry that like how he's been doing so well and all that stuff, and taking away her chance of like being the one allowed to kill a dragon in front of everybody, that kind of thing. So
yeah, in a live action, that's a murder attempt. Because you're mad that because like he's like because like you did not defeat the dragon, so you try to kill him. That's all I got from the live action. In an animated, she's clearly just really frustrated.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be faithful, by the way.
Yeah. Again, I really do think the bar just went really low because of the Lilo and Stitch. But
and so so everything is played out exactly the same. Okay, the same, but just like more drawn out.
Yep.
But like, and also the kids like want to be top slayers for some reason. But like I'm kind of whatever for that.
Yeah, I mean,
more drawn out.
Kind of there in the OG. It's just like, but yeah.
But here's one thing that's different. In the animated one, when Hiccup wins, they actually cheer for him. In a live action,
except for Astrid, but yeah.
In a live action, that did not happen. No one cheer. None of the kids cheer for him. So yeah, that's they rob even more character moments from the side characters, for fuck's sake. And now we got the scene of Astrid and Hiccup actually finding a hideout.
Yeah. So like as I was saying, like Astrid has like that kind of joke for her is like where she hits him. She does two actions to him. This is for that, and that was for this. Whether it's like two different types of hits, like how she punched him in the face and then drops the axe on his chest or something like that. Then later she slaps him and then like gives him a kiss and that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff that was there. I don't think it works really well in live action because that joke is clearly like a cartoon joke, I guess. So I mean that could be a minor thing. Um but like even then it's like even like with how much like Astrid was like against Hiccup in the animated film, I think like what made that moment beautiful is like when when Toothless comes out and sees the axe on Astrid, not knowing that Astrid is a friend and all that stuff. Astrid's first defense is to
Save
put
him.
Hiccup behind her so that she can like fight the dragon. So it's like, and that's like such an important moment because like despite like not liking Hiccup that much, finding him weird and all that stuff, the first instinct she has in the face of a Night Fury, a dragon that's been rumored to be such an assassin, kills so many people, does all this and that. Uh, but like the first instinct she does is to put Hiccup behind her for protection. So obviously she didn't know that Toothless is a nicer dragon, but like I think that says a lot about her character in that moment, especially like in that vulnerability. Um, and then you have like Hiccup and Toothless also trying to show that this he's not a bad dragon and all this stuff. Like he's a good dragon. Let me show you and that kind of thing. I can show you the way.
Yep.
That kind of stuff. Flying in the clouds and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, it was cool
And
in the animated version.
and also the acting is like better because like in animated version she's like a lot more playful and she's actually really curious. I was like, how do you do it? She's like really excited. In a live action, she's like really mad.
How did you do it? Like,
How do you do it? And the line delivery is so shit. And she looks actually, even though she's like, she looks mad and then she also looks bored.
yeah, and I'll still I'll give her this part too, especially for Nico, because like uh I think she'll be better growing up. I mean, like, she's really young at this time. But it is hard when you're reacting on a CGI dragon and in the green screen and all that stuff. And I do hope the best for her. I think it's probably like a Catherine Newton kind of situation as well. Um, Lots of green screen acting is just is a new experience. Uh, but hopefully they figure it out in future projects and all that
Uh,
stuff. I mean, we know how to Train Your Dragon 2 has already been confirmed for 2027 release, so there you go.
I don't even.
Oh, it's already
Yeah.
been greenlit.
Oh, good.
They greenlit that movie prior to this movie dropping. Like they were that confident that like, oh, the fans will eat up the first movie. That they already greenlit it like prior to the movie's release.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the thing is like,
it's coming out the
yeah.
summer of 2027. So
Uh, and so it's like, I don't even know because like, there's some.
mm-hmm.
I don't even know what the fuck to say because like remember they removed like one more moments of the Ash being suspicious of Hiccup. So when this happens, like oh, that's not earned. To be honest,
Yeah,
I think that's yeah.
yeah, and like my other thing too is like they've done so much of like they're adding more Astrid scenes there to like make her hate Hiccup more or try to hate Hiccup more. So it's like now you have to close that gap to make the relationship blossom and now but like The thing is, like, I don't really believe that this is the point where we're at in this relationship because of the extra screen time and the lack of chemistry.
Oh my god, this is like, I hate. Fuck. What the fuck, Nico's act like the acting of these two like dumbasses is like, hey, okay, and then just like fly cannon, stuff like that, blah blah blah. Like, okay, I'm fine, but like, okay, here's one difference. I have no idea what the fuck do they change that in the animated film. It's like they're in danger, so Asher holds on to a tree branch. It's like, okay, fine, that's fair enough. And then live action, she holds like on the side of a hill. I literally do not believe a second you can hold on to that. Because you don't even have the grips. Like you're not a professional mountain climber. You don't have the grips to do that. You need strong grips and stuff.
Hmm.
And because like so I don't know why did they change it to a tree branch to a cliff side for no reason.
More visuals, you know. But yeah. So then in the conversation, there's like, oh, what are we gonna do? It's like, you had to kill a dragon tomorrow. And Toothless, like, upon hearing that conversation, he decides to take them to the dragon's nest, which the other Vikings have not been able to find it, but obviously dragons know where it is. So we learned there that the dragons, they feed this kaiju dragon called Red Death, and basically it is like a queen hive kind of a thing. So like they feed it their offerings, and any dragon that doesn't give a good enough offering, they get eaten by the kaiju dragon as well.
So
And
that
this is like this is where like Hiccup understands that, like, oh, so the dragons are only attacking Burke for survival. And Astrid wants to inform the villagers so that they're
okay.
aware.
Let's pause.
Yeah.
Those are only in the animated film. Live action, but they change a lot. The conversation is completely different.
Yeah.
So in the live action, like in the up there, because like the animated film knows how to be concise, so there's only 2 lines. How do I trust you, but like how the fuck, but we gotta kill him tomorrow.
Right.
And this is like pretty cool. He's amazing, but and you have to kill a dragon tomorrow in the live action film. I was like, oh, it's like she was like, oh my god, this is really cool with like. Okay, fine. She was like, oh, fine. This is. You make your point. I want to fuck you. Sorry, wrong dialogue, but that's basically the implication. But she's just like, it doesn't change the fact that you have to kill a dragon to survive. By the way, in the live action, they just say it out loud, so Toothless just hear it. But that's not the end of the conversation.
Right.
I hate this addition so much. Yeah. And so Hiccup was like, if we can change your mind, and then Asher just like interrupts him. It's like, what? And she was like, yeah, there's no way you gotta take everyone to a ride. And she said, the dragons won't. It's like, what the fuck? The dragons doesn't change the fact that what they did to us.
Yeah.
They
And
hunt
that's,
us. They hunt us. They steal our food. Okay, that
yeah.
is fair. And okay, this out loud so the Hiccup can hear it, but Toothless can hear it. By the way, I have no idea what the fuck she's not discreet about it.
Which is
So
which is funny because like in the animated movie they do whisper so that he doesn't hear it, but like the dragon can still hear it. But like at least there's like a reasoning. Or you see Toothless reaction that he can like understand the conversation. Like even when she was like, "You have to kill a dragon. Like he still heard that. But yeah, it's just kind of funny. But like, yeah, and that big thing is like, oh, but like just because this dragon is nice, that doesn't stop the history of like all the dragons like attacking us and all that stuff. So it's like, I mean, I guess, but then you have like, so if you're gonna give Aster an extra, it's like Joel's death in The Last of Us season 2. I know this is a really weird connection, but what I mean is like when you have Abby explaining to Joel like why she's going to kill him because of how he killed her father. If Abby can say dialogue that wasn't in the game, then why can't Joel say something like, "Oh, like why are you like your dad was armed. He was trying to kill me." And all that stuff. That kind of thing, by the way. But like what I mean here is like, so if you're gonna have Astrid have this kind of point of view, it's like, well, I mean, I did all these like these actions with the other dragons too, and they were nice even after that. So like that kind of proves my point that they're not inherently evil. But like he doesn't do that.
It's like, and in the live action version, do you know Hiccup actually responded to her?
Yeah,
One
that's what I'm referring to. But yes, go ahead.
one of them killed my mom. Does that mean we should kill one another? When I hear that, I was like, what the fuck? Why would you think like that? So basically, with the context, remember they added the scene like 20 minutes in. She was like, "Oh, maybe we are the problem. Dragons are innocent."
Right.
So you're telling me he's mad that the dragons killed his mom, but at the same time she will support the dragons. He thinks that we are the problem and dragons are not the problem. Those two are brand new in the live action. It's not an animated film. This is Hiccup's mindset. You
Yeah.
can't even say that, oh, it's because like he developed. No, that's 20 minutes in the film. She was like, "Oh, we are the problem. I'm trying to impress you guys because my mom died. So that's why I try to be a Viking." And it's like, no, and then it's like, no, actually we are the problem.
Yeah, and then when you do that 20 minutes earlier with context of scenes that doesn't exist until like maybe an hour later in the movie, and then they could try this dialogue later that oh dragons are better than what we think they are, kind of a thing. But then it's like when you have like oh but they killed my mom, it's like okay then why did you think 20 minutes after meeting Toothless that like dragons are cool
Not just 20 minutes, like two scenes. Like he
like two
meets them.
scenes later, yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's no even bonding moment. That's like before the bonding moments. He was like, so they've basically fucked over Hiccup as a character because of that.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even know what do you believe in. Like, I was like, now I'm confused. Why do you even believe? Why do you even support the dragons if they kill your mom? I mean, they try to justify. I was like, that doesn't mean that we should kill one another. I was like, no, that perspective is like before, like even you try to like lampshade it, that perspective is like isolated before you even meet the dragons.
You know, it's interesting. Like I've listened to a lot of like spoiler reviews already.
Yeah,
Nobody talks about this. Like I feel like this is like a very clear thing to talk about.
yeah.
But nobody talks about it. That's interesting.
The thing is like they just think it's faithful. I was like, when I heard that, I was like, no, there's no way this is faithful. What the fuck? This is they made Hiccup a mess of a character. I probably because they just want to ignore the stuff that's actually not faithful. They just that's what I said. I
Yeah,
just don't.
that's what it is. It's like the film is faithful in the sense of like, yeah, I do recognize the shots, the lines, the scene by scene, play by play aspects. Like, yeah, it's faithful in that point of view. But like even then, it's like even Lilo and Stitch had scenes like that too. It's like where it was a one-to-one direct scene for scene kind of a thing, but like maybe the context is different as to why that scene happened from the animated movie to this one. But you know, it still has something. But like you know, but like I feel like with How to Train Your Dragon, at least like there is like more attempts at trying to be faithful. But then yeah, you have like the additional scenes that like you didn't have to do any of this.
No, now you just basically what happens like Asher and Hiccup are not completely different characters. Like they're morally fucked. They are now inconsistent characters. And I don't think anyone talked about it. It's like it's just the same problem with Wicked. So because they changed a lot of scenes, so the characters like a lot more nicer.
Yeah.
It's like when defying gravity happens, like it like means it's basically character assassination. In this scene, it's like everyone's more of a cunt, like meaner. Like okay, Asher is more of a cunt, and
Yeah.
what's it? And Hiccup was like, oh, actually, I hate my mom. I hate that the dragons kill my mom the entire time. But at the same time, I also support dragons. Like you give him like two different perspectives. Like why would you do that?
Yeah. And you know me, like talking about like the I personally cannot stand when, especially when it comes to like adapting a character or something like that. And like one of the key personality traits is that they're supposed to be a dickhead, and then they become nicer in the movie or something like that, or throughout the story. But like, oh, we can't do that because like, oh, then how can you like the character if they're already being a dickhead? Because like, and then it's like, okay, like, at that point, don't adapt Artemis Fowl then. Like the fuck.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
That's like I think that's the first problem. That's the thing that I caught immediately because this scene is loaded with problems. I mean, you mentioned that it's like oh even like if the animated film was like oh that's quick they fall in love. This scene was like fuck me this is light speed. They just
yeah,
did like
yeah.
yeah.
No, you're right. You're right. Because like they tried to put more effort into like making the relationship not like they'll fall in love, but like they also do like but they also do the same thing as like she looks at him in concern. She looks at him like, oh, you're not that bad, kind of a thing. It's like, but like when you do so many of that, it's like, and then you also do the mean thing. It's like I don't know what you want. Do you
and
want
and
him or not? Like,
and, and the thing is like just because he said that the dragons killed my mom that does not I mean actually of course you feel bad about it but at the same time her motivation is to kill dragons. That should further motivate her.
right.
That should be like no that's why we have to kill them because they'll kill the closest we love. Like that should not be even be a rhetorical question. So like both Asher and Hiccup are like assassinated in this scene. I
And
just want to
see,
say
like, I mean, like, obviously in the other films, we do know what happens to Hiccup's mother and all that stuff. But like, in the context of this movie, and like the first movie in general, that not being a topic in general about dragons and blaming them for the death of his mother and all that stuff is like you can't put this like, oh, maybe this is a thing that was in the drafts of the first movie and like we weren't sure, but then they cut it out because it was probably too dark or something like that. Because that could be possible. But like, yeah, but you don't have any of that, and it's like the problem is like if you add it into animated Hiccup story, that like, oh, like his mother was killed by a dragon. So it's like, okay, then now I have a question as to why would Hiccup be acting this way towards the dragon and like his feelings, and I mean, yeah, he felt compassion that because like when Toothless was like tied up and like injured, and like, oh, you're gonna kill like a defenseless dragon and all this stuff that's tied up and showing all this stuff. So it's like you show some compassion so that you don't kill it just because it's captured. I understand that, but then when you talk about like how, oh yeah, I mean, I wanted to kill dragons because they killed my mom. Okay, then like I feel like that's something you should say earlier in the movie, not, oh, dragons are better than humans.
yeah. So and and yeah, this is like the I think this is like character wise the worst scene of the entire film. I mean I've and then we got like remember anime and oh yeah let's just move to Toothless issue. Remember Toothless just like hear that we got killed dragons and that's why Toothless immediately fly to the kaiju dragon. I literally have no idea why the fuck the Toothless fly them to the kaiju dragon here. This conversation just keeps moving along and he's just like, yeah, I decided to just fly you there. Not because I hear that, oh fuck, you guys can help me kill that dragon. No, just like, hey, here's a kaiju dragon, yo. That's it. That's literally the reason. They just made it worse. What a scene. what a wonderful scene. What a shit scene. And yeah, the kaiju dragon. I don't think there's anything wrong with them.
Right.
And also, all right, I forgot the dialogue there. Like, oh, Hiccup was like, "Ah, I will not throw you there. Don't worry, I'll keep your secrets." Yeah, no, this is way too fast. No, fuck you. And they were basically dialogues that mean that I want to fuck you now. They
Yeah.
just transition to, so between the few lines, they just transition to, I believe you, Hiccup. I I kill but the dragons kill my mom. The dragons are bad, and Hiccup was like, they kill my mom, and then they're like, oh my. Asher was like, that is so romantic.
Yeah, but you know, that's like,
Jesus Christ.
so when they learn about the kaiju dragon and like how it eats other dragons that don't give a good offering and all this stuff, and the understanding that like they attack Burke so that they can survive and all this stuff. And
Yeah.
Asher wanting to inform the villagers and all this stuff. And then
And here's
Hiccup is like, no, like I don't want to give Toothless up. At least give me like a day to figure this out, kind of a thing. It's like that's for scaring me, and then kisses him on the cheek, and that's for everything else.
yeah, but yeah. So I think, okay, there's only a few changes that I hate the scene. So basically, because they fast track every single development in like a less than 10 lines. So the only changes they get was like, actually, let's just have the live action first explicitly say that the alpha dragons are mind controlling the dragons. That is not in the fucking animated film, you fuck. I mean, yeah, that's a thing in the second film, but that's not a thing in the first one.
Yeah, it's more like a hive mind. Like, well, not like a hive mind. It's more like a. It's like bees like serving honey for the queen bee and kind of a thing. So it's like that's the whole concept of it, really.
Yeah, it's like, and now it's like actually their mind control. It's like, fuck. You just broke your fucking film. If you can mind control dragons, you don't have to like kill the people who disloyal. Just mind control them. Just find as much fish as possible. And yeah. And the other thing is like in the animated film, this is the scene that Asher started to get romantic with him.
Yes.
Because the live action film they did that in like the flying scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has less impact.
Yeah, I mean, like
Way less.
in the flying scene of the animated film, it's like you see her getting more nicer than like how she was for the early parts of the film. So it's like, oh, this is so cool. Like, how'd you do it? Like that kind of thing. Like excited about like this is like the coolest thing ever, kind of a thing. Which obviously, flying on a dragon, no big deal in the live action version. Not that crazy. I've done it 1,000 times.
Yeah, honestly, I'm started wondering that every single thing good that is in the animated film is like it's all from Chris Sanders at this point.
Yeah, no, I mean, I won't say that because like I know DeBlos is capable. I mean, he was a part of it for both Lilo and Stitch and for the
How to Train Your Dragons.
How to Train Your Dragon as well. But then again, he did do the rest of the trilogy alone. He only did the first film with Sanders.
Yeah.
So there, that is on that side to think about.
Yeah, probably Chris Sanders is like not here
But
to tell you.
but even then, it's like, I mean, there are some additions here that like just don't make sense, and then like the scenes that are fine in the original version, it's just like, but the acting is just not carrying. Like is another thing, but that's a director. That's also a director's responsibility. If the actors are not doing it right, you got to do it until they get it right, kind of a thing. So
it's like 15 takes is like a minimum for film industry. Just tell them to do 15.
Yeah.
I was like, you got 150 million. Just tell them to do it. I mean because now, and what the fuck is this change again? Because like they already have a scene earlier just turned from Dragon, oh yeah, this is awesome. Out of nowhere, and creature's like, dragons are bad. Hiccup was like, dragon killed my mom. Asher was like, I want to fuck you now. The
And
scene that,
it's also the scene that makes you get the relationship too. So that's pretty important to get the direction right.
so yeah, this one, and so this one is like, oh, when Asher kisses him in the cheek, there's like a lot less impact. And the
Yeah.
other thing is like the directing, because like, here's the thing, Hiccup is actually walking away when Asher keeps saying this. The animated one, they are just face to face because like
Of
Hiccup,
course they would. Like duh.
duh, of course they need to do chemistry. It's not like in an animated film, Hiccup walks away because he has to keep thinking what to do because like he's concerned, like he's conflicted. When Asher just keep yelling at him, he's like, oh, you want to keep the secret, keep this dragon, and then try to snap Hiccup out of it, and Hiccup now is just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
And
you
also,
know, I mean, I've done this 1,000 times. Like, it's not a big deal. It's not serious. Toothless could die. Eh.
yeah, oh
Yeah.
well,
So,
yeah.
his final exam day, he is put face to face to the monstrous nightmare that is basically the dragon that can turn itself on fire. Um, you know, and his dad and him had like a pep talk and all that stuff about like how he's gonna make him proud today, to kill his first dragon and all that stuff. And then you know, but like in the conflict, he uh chooses not to fight the monstrous nightmare at all. He drops all of his like armor and stuff. You know, this stuff was in the trailer too because it's from the movie, animated movie. Like we don't have to kill them, kind of a thing. Let me show you because he wants to show that dragons are better. But his dad, not understanding, being frightened about this thing, he's creates a loud noise like to stop the fight, and that gets the monstrous nightmare to get triggered, and then start a conflict, and then that kind of brings in the fight kind of aspect. Toothless overhears this and is trying to get free, trying to fly on his own without Hiccup in order to get to him. It's not easy for him, but he's putting all of his efforts trying to get out. Uh, I saw like on Twitter like the most amazing directing choice ever. I guess it's like when Toothless like slams his hand into like the rock, then it cuts to Hiccup slamming his hand onto the rock, and this is cinema.
Oh, so they copy from the Last Jedi.
Well, you see the master and the pet, they both slam their hands at the same time. That it symbolizes that they're both in need of each other, and that is
No,
poetic cinema.
I don't know. It's like that's totally not the context you wanted. You fuck. Chris, what the fuck is this guy made? Yeah, it's like, and it's like there's a lot of like, okay, there's the changes are not that severe.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a classic scene.
Yeah,
So like
yeah. I think
basically like the Stoic is trying to run his way to go and get to his son and all that stuff, while Toothless is trying to go and save him from the monstrous nightmare. Eventually, Toothless does make it over. He fights the monstrous nightmare. Toothless is now being seen by everybody. Hiccup is insisting, please don't hurt him, don't hurt him. There's nothing wrong with him. There's nothing wrong with him, and all that stuff. Um, and then it was getting bad to a point where like Toothless jumps onto like Stoic out of anger. It's like, no, don't do it, and all this stuff. But the rest of the Vikings, they keep Toothless under control and they put him down, and that's pretty much that scene from the animated movie.
okay. So and let's talk about the few changes that makes it worse. In an animated film, when actually talking, Hiccup said that if anything goes wrong, get Toothless out of it, get out away.
Yes, like
That was not in.
Even if he dies, like, please just get him out of here.
In the anime, that is not in a live action film for some reason.
Yeah, and to be like my thing, to be fair, in the animated version, is like that is kind of quick too. It's like, yeah, I'm ready for death, but like, but the to be fair part, he cares about Toothless so much that even though Astrid, like, they just started like a relationship kind of a thing, is like I'm okay with dying, just make sure the Toothless is fine. That's all that matters to me. Which is very nice as well. But yeah,
But like in the anime, in live action, what the fuck Toothless said, no, sorry, Hiccup said, if something goes wrong, don't get involved. My dad respects you too much. Gerard Butler never respects Astrid in the film. That is just show don't. That is just tell don't show. They only say
yeah.
that because they added Astrid wants to be a leader.
I mean, she's
They
like the
only,
most amazingest. That meme. It's like it's just so amazing.
it's like the thing is like everything is like sad. There is no showing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff. That's like, so that's why they changed the dialogue instead of the concerning girl try to save Hiccup's life, and he was like, "Oh, I try to save you." Let's just have him fucking talk about how amazing Astrid is. What the fuck?
Yeah. Anything else?
And yeah, but still, it's like the context is still the same. Like Astrid and Hiccup, Astrid is gonna stand by him. Hiccup just concerned about her safety. It's like, and still like it's like a lot less subtle. Like and also like worse the dialogue. And I think the other thing is just like, remember I said that the flower thing, he could just use the flower. Because they show the flower thing, they could just Hiccup should have just always have a flower. Just in case. It's not like that is used to scare the dragon, it's just used to make him sneeze. I mean, I get because in the animated film they use grass, so it's like because the dragon is like spilling fire, so the grass is useless. But they use flowers here. It's like they can just like throw a bunch of flowers in the air and the dragon is done. This is why you don't change stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't change stuff without no understanding why they do it.
Yes. Yeah, and then like Stoic and
the one more thing, it's like I find it funny they did that in the live action. Like, okay, when Gerard Butler like opens the gate in animated film, he just opens it immediately. In a live action, when he has to hold the door,
right.
I was like, wait, shouldn't there be like a ladder or something that you can hold the door like itself? Like, because like you do know that you can't just like lift the door. There should be some mechanic that you can just open and shut the door without just pulling it up.
Yeah, but you gotta pad that runtime in any way possible, even if it's even if it's just for opening a door. You know, like classic Zack Snyder. You gotta show them walking up the stairs. How else will I know that they went up the stairs?
Fuck you. And the other thing is like, because like this is not a properly animated film, but like this is the same scene. But the thing is like the classmates are cheering him now. They went from hating him, loving him, not giving a shit about him when he went to like, I'm cheering you now. It's like, what the fuck are the classmates? Those wonderful side characters, they have really consistent personalities, yo.
Yeah, but like in this dialogue, basically like Stoic is very mad. Hiccup did not do anything. He did not learn. And Hiccup is trying to like, no, I was going to talk about it. I should have told you, but like, you don't listen to me. You never listen to me. Could you listen to me for once? And that kind of thing. But like, no, in that time, like, no, it's like the Toothless is not a bad dragon. He's a good dragon. He's just like, he showed me like the nest and like how like the dragons, they're forced to like work with this queen, and otherwise they'll die. They're doing this for survival. That's it. That's all they're for. And then with that understanding of the nest and all that stuff, and that's what Stoic was been looking for this whole time. he wants to go out to destroy the nest. But before parting ways, it's like, you're no Viking and you're no son of mine.
Okay, amazing. Now let's talk about the animated one is amazing. Now let's talk about live action one. Let's just talk about how poorly directed. Okay, let's ignore how like the Mason's the director clearly did not understand why you deliver the lines like this. So Mason just yells at his dad for no reason. So like, even though he's fucked up.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, because like in the animated version, like he does not yell. Like even in the scene like where he's like upset about it, it's like, no, like, dad, like, you don't understand, like, but like I know it was bad and I know I should have done something, but please don't hurt Toothless, please, please, please. Like it's not like it's such a unique kind of acting, because like it's not like he's like angry or like upset or like anything, that obviously, but like he's still, but he it sounds like a teenager trying to express their emotions, like, but like not sure how to do it. That's what I really liked about the animated. I think that's what makes the animated version so unique, because he's not like super expressive, but like you can still understand like what he's feeling. In the But like here, it's like he keeps constantly yelling or whining, and it's like, I don't know, it's not Hiccup.
That's still just a secondary problem. The main problem, they fucking add one more mom reference. Good lord. So in animated film, Gerard Butler's argument is like, why the fuck do you support him? They kill hundreds of us. Hiccup, they kill thousands of us. In the live action, the first thing Gerard Butler, which means he holds all the cards. They killed your mom. Hiccups have no response. What would she think if she see you like that when they kill hundreds of us? Hiccup said they killed thousands of us. What it means is Hiccup basically said, fuck my mom. Fuck my dad, mom.
See, but like, what's interesting is like in the animated version is like they've killed hundreds of us, and we've killed thousands of them. So it's like the number of humans killing dragons was bigger than the number of humans that Stoic said, and I think that was like kind of important. They flipped the numbers, didn't they?
No, this is still the same. No, it's still the same.
It's still the same, okay.
But the thing is, like, add the mom context. But like, so when he bring up the mom, Hiccup should be saying, no, I know that my mom died. I'm sorry, but like that doesn't mean that. But there's control by the beast. It didn't mean to kill my mom. It's like, okay, he should respond something like this. But no, he respond, we killed thousands of them. Right before he said that they killed my mom. So basically, what it means, Hiccup said is, I fucking hate my mom. Fuck my mom. She deserves to die. This don't matter. That literally goes against the scene that character assassinate Hiccup. There's like, oh, actually, I'm sad that my mom died. This is called respecting the source material. This is called being faithful, by the way. Well, you sure this is not worse than the Lilo and Stitch live action?
Oh, I swear to God, it's not.
Yeah, the character assassinated Hiccup twice just because they want to reference his mom.
Ohana means college credits.
Yeah, and in here, okay, there's no word, so it's basically just like, but being with dragons means that my mom does not matter. God, I hate this. So yeah, that's the change. And do you know what's happening next? That's the difference between animated film and a live action film. When Gerard Butler just like throws Hiccup away, just like, you're no son of mine. In the animated version, He walks out, and he instantly just like regrets. Like he's really sad. He regrets doing any of them. But he has to like move on as a leader. Amazing. Wordless storytelling. Let's talk about a live action version. In the live action version, they have him say a line first. Basically, when he walks out, he was like, "Everyone, we're gonna beat the fucking monster at dawn. We got prepared. We got sail away at dawn to like fight the monster.
At dawn.
Yay!" And then we got the scene of like the animated one where she's like instantly show regret. Okay, there's a lot of problems with this in the live action version, just for one line only. Oh my god. So after he yelled at his son, the first thing in his mind just telling him to like fuck the dragon instead of like the instant regret. So basically his priority is just like dragon slaying instead of like how he treats his son, which is a mischaracterization.
Yeah, I mean, like, and even then, it's like in the animated version, it's like the people have already kind of like got on the boats and they've already kind of like assumed like where to go. It's like you don't see that scene of the dialogue happening, but like maybe that's something Stoic might have explained to Gobber, like get the ship ready and lock up Toothless in the to make them the wayfinder kind of a thing for the ship. But like I think it was effective because like. Yeah, like as you said, like when he walks towards the ship, not saying a single word, and the ship is ready, getting the boat ready, and all that stuff, and then he looks up in the corner and sees that Hiccup is looking down on the ship, upset, and they're both looking at each other, not saying anything because obviously Hiccup is on a cliffside, so you can't even hear him if they were talking, but then proceeds to move forward. Like,
Yeah.
Let's get this over with.
Yeah, that's the thing. So there's like wordless and like animated. And here's the thing. This also presented a logistical problem because of one line. So you are telling me Gerard Butler, Stoic, just like, I'm gonna kill all the dragons. And I want you to prepare in like a few hours. And I'm gonna sail at dawn to kill all of them. Because in animated film, there's no specific time, like how long does it take?
No,
So you can
they and plus he left like immediately in the animated version as well, right?
Kind of. It's kind of like cut. I mean, to be fair, there's
It's starting to get darker, so it's like probably like evening.
Yeah, and also
maybe same day, but like later in the night.
And also you can hear because there's no dawn line, so you can basically assume they took like a lot of time to prepare.
Right, that's true.
In like this one, it's like here's a few hours. I was like, dude, you gotta raid the fucking dragon village. Why the fuck will you only take a few hours to prepare?
That is true. That's true. When you say dawn, that means like tomorrow, kind of a thing.
But like this
in the animated version, not giving a specific date, like maybe there's a time jump somewhere, but yeah.
Yeah, and in this one, I was like, no. You tell me you just want to kill all the dragons in a few hours. For fuck's sake, in the prepare a few hours. Like you need to remember in later they showed there's like those like trebuchets,
right?
Yeah, and like those arrows and stuff like that. So it's like, how the fuck do you prepare those in a few hours? What a film! What a great film! What a great fucking film!
Yeah. Then as the ship leaves, then like Astrid is with Hiccup and like people would it's like you did all this, you did all that, and like now your father hates you and disowned you. Yeah, thanks for summing it all up. But usually when people have the opportunity to capture a dragon, they would kill it, but you didn't. Why didn't you? I don't know, like cowardice, sympathy, or something like that. But then like Astrid's like, no, you didn't kill him because of you didn't kill him out of cowardice. Like you did it out of empathy or that kind of that kind of conversation. And then it's like, I was like, so what do you want me to do? You want me to have a stupid idea? It's like, well, this is already a stupid idea. No, then I need to have a crazy idea. That's Hiccup.
Yep. Okay. Great stuff. Now let's talk about the animated film, the live action version. So let's talk about the I don't know the acting first. I guess let's just like deal with the smallest problem. In the animated version, he looks like really defeated. He just stares at it, don't know what to do. In the live action version, he looks pissed off.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
I've seen the memes. It's like when he's doing that scene, it's like he's like mean mogging the whole thing. Like it's the Chad Riz face. Like I don't know. Like he's just not giving the feelings like that you're getting out of it. But like that was something I because even people on Twitter are identifying that.
Yeah. Okay. Now and then let's talk about the dialogue's exactly the same, but the locations are different. So
That and well, yeah.
Yeah, let's just continue. Just continue what you want to say first.
No, it's like it's that, but then also like, but you kind of factored it. Like the delivery is also very different as well. But like, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. So in the animated film, it's still in the same balcony because Hiccup is like staring at it for a long distance. He does not know what to do until like Asher comes in, which is like stronger for characterization. Which is okay. There's technically nothing wrong in live action version where he just walk away and just alone to think about it, but just not as effective.
Yeah.
I'll say that. And now Asher was like, what to do? Okay, and the not as effective, and because and then we got like Hiccup just like walked away from balcony when they're still preparing. So he just really frustrated, just walked away. And he basically he just gave up instead of the I don't know what to do. The other thing is like the directing. In the animated film, Hiccup is like staring at the distance, and he just looking away. He just tried to like leave. He just tried to like move away from Asher, but Asher tried to like break his barrier and just keep talking to him.
Yeah, and it's also here. It's like more shot reverse shot.
Yeah, shot reverse shot, and he just yelling at Astrid. It's like for no reason.
And again, it's like he barely raises his voice in the animated version. So like I don't know why this is such a big choice. Character. This is a directional problem though, because like it's your choice to make him more angrier, more like visually upset, or like more kind of a thing. So it's like that's
Yeah,
the other thing.
and the other thing is like the animated version is like it's like Astro is like a lot more concerning. It's like much cheering him up. Okay, the acting is shit from what the fuck is it called? Somehow I forgot her name for a while. Nico Parker. And so it was like yeah whatever. And the thing is like she's not trying to break his. I mean, they technically try to do it, but like Hiccup is just like really angry. That's all I get. He's not like trying to get defeated and then Asher trying to break his barrier. Asher is actually really cheering him up. There's no looking back. Because in the last shot, when Hiccup was like, when Asher was like, "Oh, you're the first to ride one." Hiccup is actually turning his back away from Asher. He does not know how to respond. In the live action, he just shot reverse shots. Just no deeper context. There's like so the I mean it's like technically it's like still fine, but it's just worse. And the fact that it's like what Hiccup just walks away from Hiccup and his dad preparing is just like out of character. He just gave up. When this is not how he's characterized beforehand. So yeah. Amazing scene. Do you want to talk about the next one?
But, I mean, the rest of it would just be like the stupid idea being that like, oh, let's get the other guys and teach them how to how to train their dragons, one might say. And yeah, he shows them the techniques on like how to make them, able to tame their dragons. But
Yeah, nice one. And there's a extra line. He talks to Asher. It's like Nico is his best warrior. That means she's the best at leading us. Okay, let's just talk about that. Does not just because you're the best fighter does not mean you're the best leader. That's like the most obvious shit ever. To when the fuck is Asher a good leader? Name me one time she lead in the entire movie.
She was leading in yapping.
Fun. Great. This is this is like everything just lip service for him. And yeah, so that's one scene. And we got the scene of like Gerard Butler entering the cave. Okay, before the cave, there's ship. Let's talk about the ships. Basically, in an animated film, it's just more common. It's just like a fog with some rocks. In the live action, because they want to and then they also in the animated film they also encountered like a broken ship. So I was like, oh, that's where it lost. Because in a live action one, they want to I guess heighten tension, so they basically ride back to the place that they get lost in the original.
Right.
I guess so. Basically, what happened is like he just walks into the trap again without protection. The only thing different is like there's more ships, but like you are proving yourself you cannot defend the dragons when they spray fire at you. You think more ships got help? They want like more ranged weapons?
Nah.
Fuck.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, I guess. Funny thing is, I did not notice any bow and arrows in this. No one uses bow and arrows in this place for some reason.
I don't think there was bow and arrows in the original film as well. So maybe it's that consistency.
Yeah, because aside from the throwing stuff, I
don't think Vikings have bow and arrows, do they?
I don't know, but all they got is like those tossing stuff. But like I'm just confused. Like, how are they gonna shoot the dragons out from the sky if they could attack you at range? I mean, I guess they can throw a lot of stuff, but like that's not gonna be effective.
They did have catapults, right? That's what they were using to break the.
I mean, yeah, for catapult, if you can like prepare the catapults, but like, what do you do if they attack you on the ship? You can't like put catapults. Honestly, I don't. I'm also quite confused in animated film. I prefer animated film because like everyone is basically a ninja, so they can just flip around, I guess. So I'm fine. I can give a leeway, but like in live action, I just don't know what happens if a dragon just fly you and just shoot fire.
I could just that axe hand is like good at swinging.
Yeah, I guess so. So yeah, that's the change. And Hiccup tames a dragon, blah blah blah. I guess nothing. Okay, it's fine. Even in the live action version, it's fine. They showed how show other people how to tame a dragon. It's fine. I don't have any problems. It's probably because it's also in an animated film. But like the only difference is like they just remove a moment. Like the guy who looks like the person Flash Thompson in Far From Home, Spider-Man. It's like perfect a weapon. And the person who tells him not to do is Ashred in the animated film, but like in live action it's Hiccup. So they rob a moment from Ashred. That shows his trust to Hiccup.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing I have to say.
Yeah, but you see Astrid is the leader, so.
Yeah, sure. Whenever she's leading.
Which is kind of ironic because like this entire third act is only happening because of Hiccup's leadership.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, there's only like 20 minutes for the climax. Okay, before you even had
which by the way, they drag the fuck out of that climax. Like, it was going on and on and on and on and on. Like, God, like, get to the fucking point. But no, we got to extend 20 minutes. So let's extend the fight scene.
Yeah, and
Yeah, so yeah, Stoics Vikings, they locate and break open the nest, but Red Death has awakened to overpower them. The Dragon Riders have come to distract Kang, and then while Hiccup attempts to free Toothless from the sinking ship, uh, one of the fireballs like hits the water, and like Hiccup and Toothless are both drowning. But while Stoic, who was looking on the side, like seeing like, oh my god, my son is on a dragon, and all that stuff, and like all the other kids are on the dragons. Maybe that we are wrong about dragons. That kind of conversation, but
yeah, the only thing that's okay, I want to talk about a major issue because we now know that the this dragon can mind control now. So
well,
why did all the dragons fly away? They could just mind control that back and just tell to just kill all the Vikings.
yeah,
That's one. And here's a second problem that's like before in the animated film, when they shoot catapults, like Jorah Butler is like standing in the back line because of course you don't want the rock to hit you. And the live action version, because they wanted to look cool, so when they throw in catapults, Jorah Butler is walking
you
to
know,
the what the fuck? I was
he's got an aura farm.
I was like, yeah, when you die, that's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah. But you know, the big character thing for Stoic is that he takes Hiccup out of the water, but then he also goes back into the water to save Toothless as well.
Yeah,
And then
I've
when Hiccup gets on Toothless before they fly away, he says that, "I'm sorry, son. You truly are my son, and I
uh,
shouldn't have been upset." And they both
uh,
apologize to each other, that kind of thing, and
but like
that's characterization stuff. But yeah.
but in the live action versions, for one, Hiccup did not say that dad. Like that's in the animated film, but they did not say it in live action because reasons. I don't give a shit because like just like he did not realize that's like Hiccup like trying to be like, oh shit, my dad is actually changing sides. Okay, actually there's a lot of logistic problems in this battle. Like I'll just get over this scene and just talk about logistics.
Sure.
And so and then in the live action they drag the fuck out of it. I was like, dude, the Hiccup is drowned. Toothless is drowning. Shut up and just free him. Just don't stare at him. Just free him. I guess it's fine, but like in context, like, Hiccup is like Toothless is drowning for a long time, so that's fine. So that's weird. And now we got the conversation. In animated film, it's like much easier. Jorah Butler said, "I'm sorry for everything." That's like really quick. And then we got like Hiccup was like, "It's fine, Dad. It's okay. Don't worry about it." And then Hiccup and then Jorah Butler was like, "I'm proud to call you my son." And Hiccup was like, "We're Vikings, an occupational hazard." Basically, they just reconcile with each other in like a few lines. It's perfect. Those few lines are just perfect. In the live action version, Jorah Butler said, "I'm just doing it to protect you." Basically, it's like, I mean, I guess there's no subtext. It's just obvious. And then, Hiccup was like, what the Hiccup say again? I need to look at my notes first.
In the
Like,
live action one?
yeah, the live action one. And it's like he was like, give a second. Sorry, I mixed up my notes over a bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Hiccup said, "I know that." with like the most deadpan face ever. I'm here to return the favor. I know that I'm here to return the favor. No, the dialogues on there's no subtext in the dialogue. Just get it immediately.
Yeah, you know, our kids are stupid now.
And then Gerard Butler was like, whatever happens up there, I'm proud to call you my son. Hiccup was like, that's all I need. Oh, so you're a selfish prick. Oh yeah, I was like, that's nothing. All I can think was like, oh, that's weird, that's clunky, that's a kind of selfish response. It's like, all you have to say is thanks, Dad. That's all you need. But he's like, nah, that's all I need. Okay, now I guess he does not care about being a Viking like the original. It's not like really bad, but it's just like really late, like much lamer.
Yeah.
So that's the scene. And it also makes Hiccup a bit of a dick, but yeah, and that's just one. Now let's talk about logistics because they add so much stupid lines in here that makes it worse.
Yeah.
So
I do want to cut it just a little bit short. Not like this. I mean, I'm just giving like 15 more minutes for the pod, but yeah.
Oh shit. To be fair, the fight is like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So in this thing, I don't even know. It was like in the live action version, it was like when the alpha just destroy all the ships. Somehow Hiccup's ship is like completely fine for some reason. No, Toothless's ship is completely fine for some reason.
Yeah, you know, plot armor.
Yeah, and then the another thing is like they actually have a line was like, oh my god, there's no weak points in the dragon. Right after you show there's several eyes from the alpha.
Yeah. In the movie, it was kind of a point. The Snotlout was dropping his axe on top of the eye of each of the dragons. So that was something in your eye.
Oh right. I was like, yeah. I was like when I saw it, I was like, shoot him in the eye. Shoot him in the eye. That's like one of his weak spots. Like this is literally just Resident Evil. If you see an eye, just shoot him. That's literally the plot point of every game. And the other thing is like, there's also a secondary spot. Like the teeth is so fragile. Apparently, Asher can just like destroy the teeth by swinging. That's a secondary spot. And the other thing is like, okay, they actually show the alpha controlling like Asher's dragon. So it's like, yeah, he should just control every single dragon here instead. In the animated, so in the live action, he just eats bites the Asher's dragon's tail, so he has to jump into his mouth perfectly and hit his teeth, and somehow his teeth is just that fragile, even though he can eat dragons. Okay. Fantastic. Oh, by the way, in animated film, Toothless just shoots it. And the alpha dragon tried to do a vortex sucking. You know, suck the dragon into it and just eat it, and Toothless shoot it.
Yeah, and that was in the animated one, which obviously in that one she falls. Toothless grabs her by the leg, that kind of thing. You have that ending. And then Toothless, he flies up to, they fly up in the sky, makes a big smoke screen kind of a thing, causing some confusion for the Red Death, and so this confusion causes the Red Death to spit like a fireball in all directions, which starts to burn Toothless's prosthetic fin. So it's, they're running out of time, so they're using this opportunity now that the Red Death is like all the way up in the sky. Now we want to try to go down as fast as we can, so that the Red Death will follow. And then Red Death is coming down. So in this opportunity, then he tells Toothless to spin and fires into the mouth of the because Well, now here in the animated version, there's a reason why he did that, because he already learned that the dragons are not fireproof in the inside. But whereas in the live action movie, they didn't have that scene, so he just guessed a feeling, one might say.
Yeah, a feeling. But hey, they redo the shot in the animated film. Are you happy?
Yeah, I mean it's super faithful.
Yeah, faithful, really faithful. Just ignore everything. And
Yeah,
then
so
and do you want to talk? I want to talk about the next thing because the next thing is fucking hilarious.
how it
So
explodes, or
no, after yeah, how it explodes and stuff, and just get hit by the tail. But like, ignore that. And then here's a comparison. So this is right after like the live action scene. This is right after he's like, "I'm proud to call you my son,"
yes,
Gerard Butler. And Gerard Butler's first thing when he's like know that his son is dead, like might die. He's like the first thing he said is, "Hiccup." Oh yeah. In the animated film, the first thing he said is,
it's all my fault.
son,
Yeah.
when he's chasing him. Yeah. So I don't know what the fuck will you change that. Just say that. Why do you change that? He say son.
Yeah.
And
Like, classic. You gotta the kids movies. There's like a guideline on, like, if you want to do the fake death, you have to do it in a certain amount of time, but you can't do it too long, otherwise it'd be PG-13, that kind of thing. I did not know that was a thing, but like it was kind of funny when I learned that.
yeah, and then
But yeah, so like in that moment, like, I'm sorry, like, it was all my fault. I'm the reason why my son is dead, or something like that. It's all my
yeah,
fault, that kind of thing.
and
All the other village Vikings and like the friends, they're all like, not sure if Hiccup is alive, but then Toothless, he's awake. Um, it's not your fault, kind of a thing. But then he opens up the wing, and it shows that Hiccup is there, and he is alive. His heart is beating. Um, he thanks Toothless uh, for the rescue, but then it turns out Hiccup has lost his left foot.
yeah, that's amazing in animated version. Now let's talk about the live action version. So everything is exactly the same. Gerard Butler is a really great actor, so he can act even though he's facing an animated dragon.
Uh-huh.
Then Nico Parker walks in. She's stone faced, by the way. Okay, and then everyone else is like sad, mourning. He just walks in and just like grabs Gerard Butler. Gerard Butler just grabs her. Was like, yeah, don't worry, Gerard Butler. I'm gonna take over as chief. That's the implication. I was like, dude, Hiccup just died.
Maybe, but
What the fuck is wrong with you, Astrid? So yeah, that's the difference.
I'm just wondering, it's like I know you've probably seen this movie before 15 years ago, or within the last 15 years. I understand that Hiccup isn't dead, but don't you still want to pretend that he's dead? Isn't that the whole point of acting?
Yeah. And
But
I
yeah,
mean, she's trying at the last scene, I guess, but like her acting is like she's trying at the last scene, but like most of the scene before I just wouldn't. But it's like still,
yeah.
if I was in comparison compared to Gerard Butler, she's like it's like nothing basically.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's good. And then because
Basically the ending cuts back. Hiccup is back in his house. He wakes up. Toothless is in his house, which is that's weird. Wouldn't be in trouble in that. He notices that his left foot is now prosthetic and all that stuff, and start to head outside. And then he notices, oh my god, there's dragons outside the door. And in the animated version, it's really nice because like it's framed the same way as like the beginning of the movie, especially when the dragons come out. So when he opens the door again, he sees that the dragons are all cool with the villagers, and they are now able to live peacefully and coexist with each other. We learned that Gobber was the one who replaced Hiccup's and Toothless's missing limbs with the prosthesis. And then Astrid, of course, has to do that. That's for scaring me. And then does a full-on kiss in front of everybody. And that's for everything else, which I remember this scene was also talked a lot about in the
There's
Twitter
only a
as well.
few. There's only a few things that changed. I'm like, it's fine I mean, it's fine. I think the ending is fine. There's only a few things that I was like, I have problems compared. For one animated film, every villager just surrounds Hiccup. In this one, there's only Gobber and his dad. That's it. And the other thing is giraffe. It's like Astrid. So when Astrid punches Hiccup, it's taken by surprise. In this film, so basically that just shows that Astrid was like, "Oh, I'm just playful." In live action, when Astrid walks to Hiccup, she's like really mad, so he punches him, and then she kisses him. So yeah, I mean, it's not like completely. It's like there's technically nothing wrong. It's just like much like inferior. So yeah, that's what I want. That's what I say. It's just inferior, not as good. And yeah, and those are like the best scenes. It's just like technically there's nothing wrong, but they're not as good. And they just redo the ending, but in this one they just cut to Hiccup just flying in the air. In the animated one, they show him like flying with Hiccup, Astrid flying together with the
the classic flying to the camera.
Yeah, that's
trope,
one. Yeah, that one. In live action, they just cut to it. Oh, because in an animated version, it's like natural. They just do it immediately.
Yeah.
Enjoy the thrill, and then live action is like unspecified time period later. Oh, let's do it. So there's not as so the emotional journey is not as satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was How to Train Your Dragon 2.0. So I will say, like, in terms of this movie, this conversation has been said quite a bit. Like, like maybe this is like maybe live action should be like. Hi, Shadow Panther. Sure, we'll shout you out from the comments. So like one of the conversations that like people had with the this kind of thing is like, oh, remake should exist because it allows the new generations to have something that we used to have back in our day, which now we're becoming the status of back in my day. I used to watch How to Train Your Dragon. Now these kids can watch How to Train Your Dragon again, but just in a different medium. And it was like, even then, it's like you could still watch the animated movie today. Like that's not illegal. So I don't really understand that argument.
Yeah.
With this version, it's like, yeah, I guess you can watch the movie, like this movie, and not watch the anime movie, and you can still like get the idea of the story.
No, I don't think I'll get the idea if I watch this alone.
I just feel like it's more inferior as a storytelling perspective, but
remember,
yeah.
I watched the live action first, so a lot of the decision actually frustrates me.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. So, like the quote unquote good stuff are just lifted from the animated films, and even then they're like done worse.
Mm-hmm. But like this there's going to be more live actions. I mean, like this has like 98% on Rotten Tomatoes on the audience side. Um, again, DreamWorks greenlit the second film without even having the movie come out because they were that confident that like, yeah, this movie's going to make bank. Like, don't worry about it.
Oh
And
yeah, they're right. They're completely
yeah, and
right.
like Universal Studios, they've already made like a whole DreamWorks land, and like How to Train Your Dragon was like the first thing they promoted. They made a studio production of something where a movie hasn't even came out yet, but you know they were very confident that like they would do well, and of course they will because people like this thing. And if you like something, that's all you need. You'll get the fans to come.
Yeah,
Um, you just the only way to really like, and that's like with Snow White doing, but Snow White did bad. It's like Snow White is an example, sure, but Lilo and Stitch has Stitch. Like, come on,
the
of
thing is
course,
like, of course, and also, How the Train Your Dragons has like Toothless. He's cute,
yes,
funny.
he looks good in live action because they obviously because they put a lot of effort into him.
I mean, even
Um,
I mean, still worse than an animated version, but still.
yeah, but you know they got the bank, they got the money, so they'll make another one, and I'm sure DreamWorks will continue. Bless you. Making other DreamWorks movies. I'm waiting for Dream live action Shrek.
I hate my
Let's
life.
let's get it.
But fun fact, yeah, actually, the animated film and the live action one is not that different because of budget. Funny.
Yeah, yeah.
No, to be fair, there's inflation, but still.
Honestly, I think the world will probably end when Illumination is like, yeah, let's make live action Despicable Me now. The thing is, like, why wouldn't they? They would definitely get the money.
I mean, the fact that Despicable Me 4 and the prequel for Gru was like got like $1 billion and heard nothing about them. That was insane.
Yeah. Plus the Minions, you know, they can milk that franchise forever.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Illumination would probably make a live action Despicable Me, especially if like this is what they're getting out of like How to Train Your Dragon for DreamWorks. Like, yeah, there's no way they wouldn't do that.
No.
And especially with the superhero craze as well, I think it's possible. Uh,
So
yeah.
yeah.
So overall thoughts of the movie.
So this is what people call faithful, right? I point out like a billion things that is not faithful at all.
Yeah, and again, like I feel like the faithful argument is only coming because like Disney has just set the bar so low that like, oh, well, I guess this is faithful if we're comparing it to Disney stuff. But like,
It's like there's so much character assassination scenes and no one realized it. Oh, good lord! And then yeah, Peter, Ashred, Hiccup, both fucked as a character. Gerard Butler, he's an idiot here, basically.
yeah, like at least like in the movie, like animated movie, he's like a charming idiot, but like but like in the leadership kind of way. But it makes sense for his character. But like here, it's just like I don't know why you're like that.
Yeah, it's like I mean, I guess like Nick Frost does not really have any problems. But like his character is like a lot more like worse.
Yeah, it's just I don't think there's anything wrong with him. It's just I just don't think he's as endearing or entertaining as the original one.
I mean, technically, we did skip a scene of like actually the dialogues like lifted from animated film where like there's a scene of like Gerard Butler and like Nick Frost are like, oh, I'm gonna buy them some time, but like I'm gonna help you so we can buy them twice as much time.
Yes, I love that moment. Get me, no, get me.
Yeah, but like in the technically did that in live action, but like just like there's like less tension and it's like not as heated.
They need to distract Kang. So
Yeah,
that makes sense.
that makes sense. So that's but
So that
yeah,
was
that was How to Train the Dragons.
How to Train Your
Is it
Dragon, the remake, the redo.
the redo?
Did I watch it in theaters or will I accidentally get left and get kicked out?
I have no idea.
Maybe you'll get kicked out if you're laughing a lot because like it's like there's no way this could be that bad.
Well, Should I watch it in theaters or will I actually laugh and get? To be fair, if you laughed, it probably like it just be like just say that the film is funny.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong. I mean, what, you're gonna kick me out for laughing? That's not. It's kind of crazy.
No, I love. To be fair, I love animated films are funny. Just say that you laugh because it's funny.
Yeah. I
No,
mean, yeah.
yeah, it's.
So should I watch it in theaters?
No, fuck you.
Honestly, I don't even think the IMAX, like the feelings of the IMAX like theater kind of a thing, it wasn't really hitting either.
The thing is that I would never recommend this because this is live action. We should not support this.
Oh sure. I mean, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. God, I'll probably just watch the live action Lilo and Stitch just to say this. How much worse is that film?
Yeah,
Just
we'll
bad,
save
bad.
it. We'll save it for our mid-season discussion for that one.
Oh, you did that with OB already.
I did with like with your own personal thoughts, but or whenever we do our yap session.
Yeah.
Then like I mean 28 years later, it's getting a lot of high praises right now.
Oh shit! I need to watch the original two films first. I haven't seen it. So.
Yeah, me too. I think we'll probably also save that for mid-season as well.
To be fair, I think we gotta do it next week.
Or we have to do it next week.
Oh, it's coming like in 2 days.
Yeah,
it's coming out in 2 days.
Like I'm saying, like right now, it's like it's not like one of the best horror movies of all time. It's one of the best sequels of all time. That's quite a take.
Yeah, I mean, unless it's Top Gun Mavericks.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch the past two and then watch this one because I think there will contact.
But I know, like when they talk about best sequels of all time, you know, people always will bring up
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back. Yeah.
Even
though I don't know if is it funny bad or just bad.
Bad.
I think it's bad only because like I think it's because it's taking elements from the animated movie but just doing it 100 times worse.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
To be fair, I did laugh at like one scene because that's funny bad because like when Ashley was like, you're rich, I'm poor. I was like, no, and then K-Cup was like, no, we dragons deserve better than us. I was actually laughing when I was watching that.
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was supposed to be emotional. I was laughing my ass off. I think that's the only time I laughed.
Yeah. So that was our thoughts on How to Train Your Dragon 2.0. Obviously, making things real means it'll be better. So that's why they keep doing this.
Yeah.
And, I can't wait for live action Bambi.
Oh, they almost did.
Yeah.
Oh shit! They are doing it.
It's greenlit, yeah.
Oh, but Disney is overhauling because Snow White failed.
Yeah. But like to be fair, Lilo and Stitch is booming, so they might just go right back.
But usually Bambi is so cute and charming or something. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh god,
I think Tangled. They'll probably do it. I mean, like they got the chameleon, right?
Tangled. I don't know.
The horse Maximus.
I think they're doing a live action one, so
I know they're trying. They're trying to, but like they did put it on hold because of the Snow White thing. I just don't know because Lilo and not like Lilo and Stitch. I mean, Tangled does have like the cute animals too, that they could like heavily rely on if they wanted to, or just cast Rapunzel right. Just get McKenna Grace, man. Just do that.
Let's really. The only reason why they overhaul is absolutely because they race banded her.
I think that's got to be the thing, or that's what they're really trying to do.
Like remember, the Little Mermaid failed, and they got like a black actress to play Little Mermaid, which is like okay, it's based on folklore, a German folklore. Maybe don't do that. And then they got a Latino actress for Snow White, and that bombed. Yeah. And those are like the two films that bombed, and they involve like a person of color being race banding a person of color.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I still feel like Tangled it could work, but like I just play it safe, man. It's okay.
I'm gonna be honest here. How many have you seen a? Okay, I'm not gonna be offensive. Have you seen a non-white person have blonde hair? Like not dyeing, like natural blonde hair.
I mean, there are some genetics like that could that can occur. It's not super common, but yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, even with Tangled, it's like you could just like if they were to just keep it one hair color, and then like whenever she sings, like it glows that golden blonde color. Then like you could do it that way, or like you do the like the Billy Piper regeneration scene. Do it that way, I guess.
Jesus Christ.
Doctor Who. Did you see that interview from him? Like RTD's like, yeah, I don't know if she's the Doctor.
Oh yeah, I know. I saw it. It's like
I
yeah,
mean, maybe it's like
this guy
I
is
haven't
nuts.
I haven't decided.
This guy
So
is
what do
nuts.
you mean you haven't decided? You're the
Jesus
fucking writer.
Christ.
Oh my god.
Oh god, this guy. What the fuck? Just sack him already. Holy shit.
Yeah. This guy.
Oh god. I mean, hey, this is the state of movies nowadays. The only good sequel now this year is Andor.
Yeah. Maybe 28 years later, but we'll have to wait and see.
I'm probably it's gonna probably be bad because people. Okay, I haven't seen 28 something later's movie, but like people told me 28 weeks later isn't good.
Yeah.
It's like who's writing 28 years later? I'm gonna watch it. Also, why didn't they do 28 months later?
Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, they killed up. The next one is gonna be 28 decades later.
28 centuries later. If you have centuries later with a zombie apocalypse, then like, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Oh shit. Oh my god. What the? Oh no, I have no faith in the writer.
All right, let's maybe this week will be interesting. I don't know. It's getting a lot of praise though.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because of the zombie cons, or maybe because like we're doing that thing again. Compared to The Last of Us, the zombie stuff sucks there. Maybe it's just better here.
Yay! I'm happy.
Just to stay on theme with this podcast episode.
Do you want to talk about? The writer is Alex Garland, by the way. He wrote amazing things such as Civil War, Annihilation.
Oh, that's Civil War. Okay.
Men. By the way, he did not write a single good film after 2014.
These are all like modern films.
Yeah, the last good thing he wrote is Ex Machina in 2014.
Oh, Ex Machina. Classic.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he wrote the original 28 Days Later. He also wrote Dread, but like something happened because he I don't know, he just got worse. Because no one tell him like, yeah, no, don't write like that, you dipshit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. How to Train Your Dragon. Not good.
It's the same writing problem as Wicked. I mean,
yeah.
it's better than Wicked, but only because the original one is actually good, and Wicked's original is actually really bad.
Yeah, it's basically just a case of like extending scenes for the sake of extending scenes. Take longer time to get to the point, and in that extra time, they also just like let's just do something different, or like let's change like the characterization as to like why we're saying the things that we're saying, kind of a thing. So it's like just watch the animated movie. The animated movie will always like be there, and it will last for generations as it has.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And yeah, that's it. And by the way, the Wicked for Good is gonna be really bad. Not even if they are like 100% faithful. I'm gonna tell you this. Whenever people talk about Wicked, they only refer to the songs in the first act and only a few in the second act. It's because
I wanted to bring that up because like I've seen people say it's like, oh, why do people say like you've seen the whole movie? It's like
you've seen the whole movie.
It's just a 2-minute 30-second trailer. It's like, okay, when people say that I've seen the whole movie, that doesn't mean that I saw the 2-minute 30-second trailer. That means I saw the whole movie. No, I didn't literally see the whole movie that way. It means like I got bits and pieces from throughout the movie that I can tell is from throughout the movie. That is like piecing together what I should know about the movie in the trailer itself. That's what people mean. They don't literally mean, yeah, I've seen the whole movie. Like I can't believe we have to explain this now.
It's like
to people.
I literally watched the trailer. I was like, okay, whatever. What the fuck is trailer? And then I literally watched it. I was like, my god, that's a beat by beat replay of the entire second act of the play. They didn't even
Bro,
show the last.
it's like having the Infinity War trailer, but you have Thanos put the snap.
Yeah, they literally showed the last scene of the entire play in the trailer. I was like, what am I supposed to make of that?
Yeah.
Oh, I
No.
can't. Yeah, I can't wait for people to adopt the fuck. Yeah. By the way, music theater knowledge. No one thinks that second half of Wicked is good.
Yes.
Even at the very least, no one thinks that it's as good as the first act.
Mhm.
But most people just think it's bad.
Yep. I do have to cut the pod. But yeah, thanks for watching. Watch the animated How to Train Your Dragon instead of this one. And this summer is gonna have more bad stuff, so be on the lookout for that. And subscribe to Unity Reviews and Analysis. Subscribe to Red Devils Reviews. Subscribe to Another Reviews Corp podcast, where all these videos get archived. All the links will be in the description down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye,
See ya.
everybody.
Goodbye.